sunscreen on. It is beach weekend this weekend at the Big A's. Welcome to Angels Live, presented by Nissan. And after a dramatic 10th inning come from behind victory, Angels now lead this 4-game weekend series. They play Game 3 here tonight at the Big A against the Seattle Mariners. Here's on tap over the next 30 minutes, Willie. Yeah, we'll talk about his journey. He was the hero last night. Oh, Mickey has been so fine. Yes, we'll talk about Mickey Moniak getting things done. Making a wish come true. Mike Trout right in the middle of it, making the day of one youngster. That much more happened right here, right now, on a show we like to call Angels Live. Yeah, that's the corked hat, and this is the corked bat. Kent French, Tim Salmon, that's Mark Kubaza. What is going on, guys?
What is going on?
I don't know. What's happening here? I'll tell you what's happening. The Angels, what about a rebound performance after dropping Game 1, 11-0? I mean, how about that come-from-behind victory last night? And, guys, you just sensed after Seattle took that 2-run lead in the top of the first, the Angels come back, thanks to Willie. We'll talk about him in a moment. But they tie the game. They have 5 hits. Things were going. They came from behind 3 times. Gooby, as you're calling the game from the booth, what did this Angels team show you last night?
I mean, you know, when you think about it, that game before was such a tough one. It was a tough one for everybody, whether you're doing the game, you're at the ballpark as a fan, the players. And you bounce back. That's the beauty of baseball. You can bounce back like it did yesterday, down right away in the game, but yet Willie Calhoun tied it right back up against Brian Wu, who was throwing the ball exceptional. Well, Yates is coming back from the IL, but his stuff is electric. To be able to have success against him at all like they did, that was impressive. And to be able to battle all the way back, the bullpen, again, is a big story for the Angels, why they're able to come back, the clutch hitting at the end.
Yeah, you know, they say ignorance is bliss. I mean, I think sometimes having a young team, they don't realize, you know, hey, you got beat one day, they come out, you know, turn the page a little bit easier sometimes than veterans that maybe take those losses a little bit harder. So maybe doubt, you know, you talk about Brian Wu, I mean, the way he was throwing and the way the Angels to that point hadn't scored any runs off the Mariners starting pitching to this point in the season. To see the game get started, answered right back, get the 2-run homer, tie the game back up. I think that was a great shot in the arm to get this offense clicking.
Willie Calhoun, I mean, what a journey he's been on, and Carlin Bates will join us a little bit later on to talk about him. But this is what he did last night. First inning, 2-run jack off Wu, who, by the way, had 6 shutout innings May 31st against this Angels team. Then he'd come up in the 10th inning, and Tim, he'd do the same thing. That was a hijack. That was a first pitch swing, and on this one, it was on the second pitch. But, man, he equally tattooed that ball.
Well, you know, the thing is interesting. You know, he's got 4 homers today, or this year. 2 of them been on fastballs and 2 have been on curveballs. I mean, this is the prototypical guy you want coming off the bench. The lefty with some thump, and he can handle the fastball and the curveball and the slider. I tell you what, you don't understand how hard it is when you don't play every day to go out there in those spot starts and contribute like that. I mean, it seems like the bench is so low on spot starters. Just go out there and give them 4 good at-bats. But look at this, beginning and end. I mean, Darren Erstad, I'm sure I was in that game right there. I don't quite remember it, but yeah, anytime you can. Darren was a leadoff hitter too. I mean, to do that one, that was pretty impressive. But it's pretty impressive when, again, those guys were everyday players. Willie Calhoun just being a spot starter, not playing every day, to keep that rhythm up is pretty impressive.
And there's 3 times in Angels history to have that there in the first inning and then a walk-off like that. But Erstad and Calhoun were both in extra inning games too to make it even more impressive. That fuel company be able to do that. It was a Cal Boom, by the way, 2 times. Fastball and a breaking ball. By the way, his bat flip was pretty good. It was almost made it back into the dugout for the Angels. It was very nice for the bat boy to be able to have to not go too far after that bat flip.
Tim Salmon, you talked about the bullpen. That was certainly a star last night, but this whole bullpen story really starts on that game, 11-0 by the M's. Yes, that's the game I'm talking about. The unsung hero in that game was Kenny Rosenberg, because after the 3rd inning, he had to come in. He pitched 6 innings after Kwanowitz in his MLB debut, couldn't get past 3. He saved the bullpen, Tim, and able to have those arms ready for Friday night.
Yeah, I think the key is having those arms ready. I mean, we talked about it last night, how the bullpen has been just electric the last couple weeks, doing their job, coming in, you know, clean innings, taking care of business, not giving up runs. But this game right here could have just thrown everything, you know, off kilter right there. I mean, having to bring those guys in with the stuff they have, they were already overtaxed and overworked, but to save them for last night's game was just fantastic. It allowed the Angels to, you know, stay in that game and pull out the victory at the end.
104.5
It's unbelievable, 104.5. And, you know, even more impressive for me, his slider was sharp with downward break to it. I just thought that what the fact is the bullpen, and going back to Kenny Rosenberg, he threw 95 pitches the day before, 55 strikes, went 6 innings. It allows those guys to be ready in this big moment where you're trying to beat Seattle for the first time this season, where they pitch extremely well and they've hit the ball really well, but the bullpen, and Esty coming in and doing his job again. For me, I still believe he's an all-star, and there's still always that chance before the game is played on Tuesday, but he's been really, really good. I love his energy we're seeing.
Estevez getting things done, and then Hans Kraus coming in, already has a victory under his belt. And you know what I like to say, guys? Hans is here to pump you up.
Oh, yeah, he is. He's going die hard. He's going Hans Gruber. I mean, it's been unbelievable. His energy he brings, too. I love the fact is that arm angle he drops from, and it's tough to be able to pick up. And when he spins that slider, it's an out.
You know what? And in that situation right there, starting the inning with a runner on second and then giving up the double right away to score the run, you know, you could have crumbled right there. You could that inning could have gone completely sideways. He bared down right there. He showed he had something right there and struck out 2 tough hitters with minute scoring position. That was epic right there for me.
You know, we talked about this Mariners team coming in. They're at the top of the Major League Baseball when it comes to one of the best ERAs in the game, at least the best in the American League. But when they talk about the hitting, 217, Gooby, entering this one, it was the worst. But don't tell these two guys the power of the Triton. Look what Cal Raleigh and Julio Rodriguez have been able to do in this series.
See if my math is okay. I think that's 11 for 17 with 4 home runs and all those RBIs with 8 of them. You know, when you go back to that series even against San Diego, they've been just crushing the baseball. 18 for 33 with a 545 batting average. Before that, they were hitting a combined about 171 over 19 games. So they got hot in San Diego, and they've continued to stay hot here against the Angels, no matter what arm they're throwing against them.
So I was talking to Danny Wilson. He's doing TV upstairs, and former catcher for the Mariners. And we talked about, you know, when you play in Seattle and that marine layer air, it beats you down as an offense, and their offense is really, they've lost a little bit of that confidence back there. They all got big baseball cards with, you know, production in the back, but none of them have played well. I mean, listen to this stat. Cal Raleigh, on the road, he's hitting 239 with 16 homers, 42 RBIs. At home, 147 with 4 homers. I mean, he's a completely different player when you get him out of the, I want to say the Kingdom, Safeco Field. Safeco, what is it called? I don't know.
T-Mobile Park.
T-Mobile Park, yeah. I mean, it's amazing. These guys, it's a fresh breath there to come out to the West Coast. It's nice and warm, great temperatures. They don't have to deal with the marine layer air. Some of these guys are coming home and playing in front of family. Yeah, they're feeling good just to get out of there and, you know, going to the break, swing the bat well.
Cal Raleigh, though, has been ridiculous. In 2 games this week, he's hit 2 homers in a game, 1 from each side of the plate. I mean, that's ridiculous what he's been able to do.
And both of them were 113 miles per hour plus off the bat. That's crushing the baseball.
5 homers his last 4 games. All right, why has Mickey been so fine, Tim Salmon?
You know what? He's putting together good at-bats. That's why.
Is it a different approach?
Yeah, well, it is. Well, hitting is all about approach.
Right.
I mean, his approach is, you know, sometimes as a hitter, you know, you want to put the cart before the horse. You're trying to get the hit or the home run or the double, the big hit. But the process is it starts with that walk up to the batter's box and what's your game plan, what you're looking for, what you're thinking. Look at the hits. He's covering them all right now. I mean, he's hitting all the different pitches. I think that's a good sign. I always say you don't want to be a one-trick pony in the big leagues. I mean, if you're just up there and all you can hit is a fastball, you're not going to be around long. But I think the key for him is kind of getting away from that, you know, things kind of unravel early. He's able to kind of get his footing, and now he's putting together good at-bats, and he has a right frame of mind, staying centered, whatever it is that he has to do to stay centered and put these balls in play.
I think the thing that's so impressive, 11 of his last 12 hits. 11 of the last 12, 7 of those hits on elevated fastballs. A pitch early in the season he was not catching up to, and that's the thing that really set him back. Then the changeup, the off-speed downstairs, he's been able to put that in play. That's below the strike zone. So below the strike zone with the changeup, elevated fastballs, and he's been 11 of his last 12 hits on pitches that he struggled mightily with early in the season, but right now he's locked in.
Hey, I got one thing I found, and I forgot to say this. This is an interesting dig for Mickey Moniak. Okay, you talk about your focus to do the job. With minute scoring position, he's hitting 250 with 3 homers and 25 RBIs. Okay, with nobody on base, he's hitting 178 with 41 Ks. This is a guy that when you put men on base and give him a job to do, he has a much better focus than just going up there like, nobody on, okay, I'm going to try to hit a homer. So that's pretty key right there, and that tells you a lot about where his mind is. Put men on base, let him hit with some traffic.
Does it mean he's shortening up his swing and trying to be a little more direct through the baseball at that point,
exactly,
right?
I agree, yeah.
Three straight multi-hit games, 4 in his last 5 for Mickey Moniak. He pumps me up. I know you pumps you up.
Oh, he does.
Pump me up.
I love singing this song. He's so fine, Mickey.
You're so fine, you got to get out of here.
And why wouldn't I?
Thanks for being part of the show.
I really appreciate you
being here. Hey, we're taking our first time out here on the program. When we do come back, what a special story we do have for you. Mike Trout makes a wish come true. And, of course, we have Gooby's Halo history lesson.
Corey Seager, all eyes on him. He's ready to go. He's aggressive.
Here's a dude that swings 52% of the time on first pitches.
Corey Seager smashes a ball.
The ability to be able to come together and compete every night, you know, that's what it's all about at this point for me.
Corey Seager does it again.
This guy is doing it all. He's hitting bombs all the time.
The power of baseball goes beyond the field.
It starts with kindness, reaching out a helping hand. Even the smallest gestures mean the world to a lot of people.
Stand up to cancer.
Together.
Together. Together.
Together.
Adrian Beltre, Todd Helton, Joe Mauer, and Jim Leland each had their own journey, but now their paths converge in Cooperstown, New York. The 2024 Hall of Fame induction ceremony begins Sunday, 11 a.m. Eastern on MLB Network.
Sports is brought to you by Nissan. At Nissan, we make cars that thrill. Experience the thrill for yourself today. Shop NissanUSA.com. Game 3 of a 4-game set between the Angels and M's. A lot of the Halos right now experiencing rookie seasons, but there's one that's been incredibly historical. Of course, I'm talking about Mike Trout. Here's another edition of Gooby's Halo History Lesson.
Angels fans, do you remember just how historic Mike Trout's rookie season truly was? Let's go back in time, right now. This is Gooby's Halo History Lesson.
Allow me to set the stage.
He's just 20 years old. Trout's rookie season officially began on April 28, 2012. The numbers, they speak for themselves. He batted .326 with a .399 on-base percentage, 30 home runs, 83 RBIs, 49 steals. He became not the first rookie, but the first player ever to steal 45 bases, score 125 runs, and hit 30 home runs in a season. Trout ran away with a Rookie of the Year award and finished second in the MVP race to Triple Crown winner Miguel Cabrera.
I can go on and on about the numbers, but what I remember are the moments.
His first home run of the season, May 5th. Trout golfed a 93-mile-an-hour pitch from Kyle Drabeck out to left center. His defense was nothing short of spectacular. Just ask Gordon Beckham, or Miguel Olivo, or Prince Fielder. In fact, on August 11th, Trout became the first player to rob 3 home runs in a season ever.
And I bet you remember number 4.
Trout at the wall, leaps up, and he makes the catch. Mike Trout with another spectacular grab.
That season, Mike Trout drew comparisons from Mickey Mantle to Bo Jackson. When he was 17 years old, a scout from the Oakland A's filed a report on the kid from Jersey. Under body type, he just wrote Brian Urlacher. Urlacher is in the NFL Hall of Fame, and one day, Mike Trout will have his day in Cooperstown.
Mike Trout's historic rookie season. If you didn't know then, you know now. And that's Gooby's Halo History Lesson.
Gooby, thank you very much. You know, you knew it was a good rookie campaign, but now you look back and you hear the numbers. You forget how great his campaign was.
Well, and you forget how young he was.
Yeah.
I mean, I broke in, I just turned 24 years old. I mean, he's breaking in at 19. and he was a man-child. I mean, the maturity is what just blew me away about, what we were watching during that season.
Absolutely. For more on Mike Trout, we're going to bring in Carlin Baith. And Carlin, Mike's certainly on the shelf with the injury right now, hasn't been able to make an impact on the field, but that has not stopped him from making an impact off of it.
That history lesson was a nice reminder of why Mike Trout is a household name, right? He's grown to be this superstar that kids and adults alike have fallen in love with. Well, one kid had his Make-A-Wish dreams fulfilled today. Sam Clack, 15 years old from South Carolina, his favorite player, Mike Trout. All he wanted to do was make the trek out here, hang out with the boys, and meet his hero today, and he did just that. He started off calm, cool, shy a little bit, and then look at him, just hamming it up at BP, getting autographs, talking with all the players. He was having such a great time. You could see him smiling there, taking a group photo with all the guys. We're going to hear from him later on in the broadcast, guys. He's going to break down his day so far, and just want to let you know he is in remission. He has clear scans from a brain tumor that he was battling, so all good news here, and we hope he has a great night tonight, guys.
Great story. Good on Sam. Carlin, thank you. Can't wait to hear from him a little bit later on in the broadcast. By the way, so that story was today, so you weren't seeing things. That was Mike Trout in the batting cage taking live swings. He was in group 2 from what I've been told, but Mike Trout, we don't know his timeline yet, but we know he's getting close. Again, this is him taking some cuts. What's the biggest thing right now that he's going to have to overcome?
Well, I mean, he's got to wake up tomorrow and be able to do this again and repeat it the next day and the next day and the next day. That's always the key. It's great to see him swinging. It's great to see him running. But, again, it's how do you respond the next day?
Yep, it's all about the progressions that he has to go through. We saw him Monday. He was taking some drills on the field. So keep our fingers crossed he's ready to go and take some more BP tomorrow. As we take on the timeout here on the program, when we do come back, it's about boom goes Calhoun. Willie Calhoun was a story in the come-from-behind win last night. We do a deeper dive.
This is your captain speaking. We'd like to welcome you on board MLB The Show 24. It's a good one. Where gamers can play as their favorite baseball teams, create custom players, and even relive history with some of baseball's greatest legends. Now, we invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Can I play? Rated E for everyone.
Step up to the plate and get ready to play ball. The baseball show for kids where you can learn about batting, fielding, and everything in between from the real pros. Every swing is a big hit on Play Ball. Saturday mornings at 10 Eastern on MLB Network.
From the day's first pitch to the night's final out, MLB Network sets the stage for fans every day.
So it'll be interesting to watch what happens here
all season long. See the players who are making a statement.
Hey, let's check out the board, folks.
With live games every week.
Inside the park we go.
Cutting-edge baseball chatter. Plus highlights, analysis, and live look-ins on MLB Tonight. MLB Network. The game is the star.
Is brought to you by Nissan. At Nissan, we make cars that thrill. Experience the thrill for yourself today. Shop NissanUSA.com. Speaking of thrilling, Willie Calhoun last night, one of 3 walk-offs for the Angels this year.
And he drives one out toward left field, moving back for it. Here's Cabbage out near the wall, and Cabbage caught it. No, he didn't. It's gone. It's a home run. Oh, Hoppy hit it out.
how good that bat flip was for Willie Calhoun last night. That went about 50 feet in the air for Willie Calhoun to get to that moment, Tim. He's had quite the journey. As we take a look back at kind of his resume, he was a top prospect for the Dodgers, then he went to the Rangers, part of that Yu Darvish deal, but then he's had a couple injuries. So, I mean, boys, the adversity he's had to overcome.
Well, I was going to say, not all roads are the same for every player, and for him, certainly the adversity and the uncertainty going from team to team to team has not been an easy road. He's a grinder. He goes out there, he plays when he's asked to play, and, you know, now he's at a point where, you know, he's just trying to hang on and make things happen when he gets an opportunity to play. You got to tip your hat to guys like that, especially when they have a night like last night. I go back to the fractured jaw, the adversity from injury. That's a tough one to come back from. We're watching Taylor Ward, you know, deal with, you know, his comeback this year. That's just not an easy one. So I was really excited and happy to see what he did last night.
Absolutely. For more on that, we bring in Carlin Baith once again. And Carlin, you had a chance to talk to him afterwards. I cannot imagine the emotions he was going through after a night he had to remember.
Well, with all the things you guys are talking about, you can kind of see why he's an easy guy to root for, just from us and from his teammates' perspectives as well. And when we were talking to him after the game, he mentioned he told Logan O'Hoppe on that walk-off home run, he was like, I was just trying to move the ghost runner over, was maybe trying to get the game tied, but not what happened last night. Was he expecting that at all? So let's take a listen on just the thoughts, emotions, what he was thinking, and hear from one of his teammates about going through that adversity and what this moment meant to him.
Man, I put in a lot of work, especially like through the last few months with this, the coaches, even defensively, all the way to hitting every single day, and it's pretty cool to see it translate into the game. Yeah, it's pretty surreal, honestly. I've been around for some time now, never hit a walk-off, and even in the minor leagues, so rounding the bases like that I kind of blacked out, honestly, and like I said, I've been around for a little bit now, so it was a special moment for sure.
As our teammate, we're really happy for him. You know, we see a lot of the things that go on behind the scenes, how hard he works, and you know, and then also just facing a little adversity recently, you know, with Rendon coming back and, you know, not getting consistent at-bats in that DH spot, you know, having to, you know, kind of sacrifice, you know, kind of his role in this team to allow Anthony to get back into a rhythm before he could play third base, you know, every day, to just stay ready. You know, I think he probably went like 4 or 5 days without some at-bats, and to be able to come out and face a really good pitcher like that just is a testament to his hard work.
Kevin spoke about that hard work, how he's always trying to be at the ready for moments like that. And last night, it paid off. All right, Angels fans, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll continue to get you set for the third game in this series against the Mariners.
From the day's first pitch to the night's final out, MLB Network sets the stage for fans every day.
So it'll be interesting to watch what happens here
all season long. See the players who are making a statement.
Hey, let's check out the board, folks.
With live games every week.
Inside the park we go.
Cutting-edge baseball chatter. Plus highlights, analysis, and live look-ins on MLB Tonight. MLB Network. The game is the star. These players bring finesse and make sacrifices. They benefit from fortune and succeed through sheer will. These are the Gillette Labs plays of the first half. Wednesday at 2 Eastern on MLB Network.
The power of baseball goes beyond the field.
It starts with kindness, reaching out a helping hand. Even the smallest gestures mean the world to a lot of people.
Stand up to cancer.
Together.
Together. Together.
Together.
Purchase only on the app of participating McDonald's. If you win in today, think Willie Calhoun, the walk-off two-run shot in the 10th inning. Angels come away with the sweet taste of victory. Jose Soriano on the hill in Game 3 of this 4-game weekend series, Tim. After the abdominal infection, he's had 2 starts, giving up 7 runs. Runs over 9 innings. What do you want to see out of him tonight?
Well, he's got a 98-mile-an-hour sinker. I want to see a lot of that one. 254 batting average off it, but 61% ground ball rate. I think that's the key for him, throwing that pitch, and then, of course, how that slider and split's going to play to the lefties.
Worst hitting team in baseball. No more. Throw it out the window.
Hey, we saw what they could do when you hang your sinker 2 nights ago, so make sure you get that sinker down under those bats.
What about George Kirby now? 109 strikeouts and just 11 walks. He leads MLB in strikeout to walk ratio.
You know what? Everything is hard. I mean, these Mariner pitchers, they throw a lot of fastballs. 96-mile-an-hour at the top end. A lot of swing and miss right there. He throws a lot of fastballs that get missed. Last 8 starts, 3-1 with a 2.19 ERA. Hey, his road numbers, 2-4 with a 4.11 versus 5-2, 2.63 at home. Much more comfortable at home. Let's make him very uncomfortable tonight with this lineup.
Willie Calhoun not in the lineup. He'll be joining the telecast bottom of the 2nd inning on headsets from the dugout. More Willie. We need more Willie. We need more Mickey. We need more W's. Angels, Mariners with Wayne Randazzo.
The Los Angeles Angels select Michael Trout. Yankees select Aaron Judge.
Anthony Volpe. Jackson Howard. Alex Christian.
Adrian Beltre.
And there it is, number 3,000.
Todd Helton. Joe Mauer.
Oh, what a play by Mauer.
And Jim Leland.
He's the best! He's the best!
Each had their own journey, but now their paths converge at the entrance to baseball immortality in Cooperstown, New York. The 2024 Hall of Fame induction ceremony. Live coverage begins Sunday, 11 a.m. Eastern on MLB Network.
Angels Stadium tonight, game 3 of a 4-game series presented by Kia.
The Los Angeles Angels against the Seattle Mariners as the Angels try to make it back-to-back wins after the heroics of Willie Calhoun last night. A walk-off homer in extra innings and a multiple splashdown for Willie yesterday.
Yeah, that was a magical moment. First time ever for Willie Calhoun at any level to be able to hit a walk-off home run. What a game that was for him. The excitement level here at the ballpark and a big win against a club they have not beaten this year. So it's good to see him score some runs against a starting pitcher, too.
And alongside Mark Gubicza, I'm Wayne Randazzo, and Gooby Calhoun certainly was the star of the show yesterday.
Yeah, Wayne, I think he was pretty good yesterday. I mean, when the Angels were down 2-0 right away to start the game, and then a fastball by Brian Wu inside part of the plate. First pitch thrown inside. Hits a 2-run home run. Ties the game up. Willie Calhoun staying on the baseball very well. On the second pitch, got a breaking ball, a walk-off home run, 2-run shot by Willie Calhoun. First career walk-off, 2 home run performance, 4 RBIs last night. By the way, love his bat flip, too.
Beautiful bat flip. He got splashed every which way. What a night for Willie Calhoun, and he joined just 2 other Angels that had a first-inning homer and a walk-off homer in the same game. Darren Erstad did it in 2002, and C.J. Cron in 2016. So now the Angels trying to win 2 out of the first 3 in this series, and if they're to do that, well, they need to slow down Cal Raleigh and Julio Rodriguez.
And they've been unbelievable so far in the series. The numbers they're putting up already, 11 for 17 with 4 home runs, 8 RBIs combined. And when you go back to the last couple games in San Diego, too, they had 18 for 33 with a batting average over 500. They are seeing the baseball extremely well. How does Soriano stop that? Especially against Raleigh. He's got to go that fastball down and away. Stay down and away with that power sinker. Make him chase that knuckle curve out of the strike zone. He's on fire right now. Seeing the baseball extremely well to force him to hit the ball on the ground. And I think the big thing against Julio Rodriguez, especially when you're throwing 97, 98 with a sinker, run that fastball inside on him consistently and then be able to throw a slider or a knuckle curve when you're ahead of the count, because right now he's looking out over the plate. He's comfortable looking out over the plate. Make him uncomfortable with that power sinker inside.
I mentioned Jose Soriano getting the start for the Angels tonight opposite George Kirby. Should be an excellent pitching matchup.
I mean, 2 great arms. I'm looking forward to this pitching matchup here tonight.
It's game 3 out of this 4-game set. Angels trying to get a leg up on the first-place Mariners here tonight.
From the day's first pitch to the night's final out, MLB Network sets the stage for fans every day.
So it'll be interesting to watch what happens here
all season long. See the players who are making a statement.
Hey, let's check out the board, folks.
With live games every week.
Inside the park we go.
Cutting-edge baseball chatter. Plus highlights, analysis, and live look-ins on MLB Tonight. MLB Network. The game is the star. For the first time since its original airing in 2008, join Bob Costas for the only extended interview 2 of the game's legends, Hank Aaron and Willie Mays, ever did together. Wednesday at 8:30 Eastern, only on MLB Network.
The power of baseball goes beyond the field.
It starts with kindness, reaching out a helping hand. Even the smallest gestures mean the world to a lot of people.
Stand up to cancer.
Together.
Together. Together.
Together.
Angels against the Mariners. Yesterday, the team's third walk-off win of the season. Let's take you through how they all looked so far this year.
And he drives one out toward left field, moving back for it. Is Cabbage out near the wall, and Cabbage caught it. No, he didn't. It's gone. It's a home run. O'Hoppe hit it out. The game is over. It's a home run.
Logan hammered.
Holds it to left field. It's over. Say goodnight to the Tigers. 6 in a row for the Angels. Kevin Pillar wins it. Taylor Ward scores, and the Halos are unstoppable right now. Did he do it? He's looking. He wants it all. He wants it all. Willie Calhoun and the Angels win it.
Willie Calhoun not in the lineup for the Angels tonight after his big performance yesterday, but certainly could play a role later in this game if need be. Meanwhile, Jose Soriano leads the Halos onto the field, and the city connects once again tonight.
I just need him to get back to where he was dominant before going on the IL with the stomach issue, but he's got such good stuff. He's got 4 quality pitches he can get a bunch of swing and misses with and quick outs. My go-tos for Soriano to have that bounce back game and get it working again. Is finished with the knuckle curve, 34 strikeouts with his knuckle curve, but being having that consistent running fastball. Mentioned against Raleigh, have that down and running away, but running in against the right-handed batters, including Julio Rodriguez.
Sure, the lineup for the Mariners still in first place in the AL West, a 1-game lead entering the day. Houston lost to the Rangers earlier. There's Raleigh and Rodriguez, 2 and 3 in the order. Mitch Garver is batting cleanup and doing the catching today, so Raleigh is the DH for Seattle this evening.
And the Easton defense behind Soriano. Sean over first base, 1 defensive run save. He has gotten better and better as the season progresses, especially with Soriano and the amount of ground balls he'll get. Even ground balls right towards Seanwell in there. It's going to be very, very good. His footwork has improved dramatically with all the hard work put in. Drury, Neto, Hero over at second base. O'Hoppe behind the plate. Ward, Moniak, and Adele back out in the outfield again tonight.
Angels have won 4 out of 5 in the City Connect uniforms this year. 17 and 14 all wearing those Beach Vibe City Connect uniforms that the Angels look oh so good in here tonight.
We're big fans of those unis. We love them when they get a chance to see those unis here all weekend long.
J.P. Crawford to begin the ball game here this evening. Crawford, a local kid from Long Beach, and he will start things off tonight to begin game 3 of this 4-game set between the Angels and the Mariners. First pitch strike, 97 miles an hour, touches the outside corner to start things off. Last time Soriano allowed a first inning run, you'd have to go back to May 31st in Seattle. Gave up 3 runs in the first inning. It's the only time within his last 10 starts that he's been touched up in the opening inning of a game.
That's a good sign right there. That's a power sinker at 98 miles an hour. That has some serious run to it. This guy also important to be able to get out. He is such a big part of their offense, J.B. Crawford.
High fastball doesn't get Crawford to go after it. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Crawford was a first-round pick of the Phillies out of Lakewood High School. Travis d'Arnaud went to that same high school as well. But Crawford was in the RBI program in Los Angeles, alongside another fellow big leaguer, Dominic Smith. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Crawford. As he fouls a fastball off, that was right down the middle. Very late swing.
Yeah, even though it's down the middle, it had some movement on it. But again, you want to avoid that middle part of the plate. You've worked to get to this 1-2 count. This is when you're looking for the edges or even getting a chase with a knuckle curve out of the strike zone.
That ball was tapped foul behind home plate. That was the first splitter we've seen.
At 93. That had some drop to it, too.
Well, Soriano will certainly light up the radar gun, leading the majors with average fastball velocity among starting pitchers this year. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And Crawford lets that one go by. So a battle here as Crawford works an even count after Soriano got ahead.
One thing about Crawford, he always has long at bats. He'll be aggressive on occasion the first pitch, but every at bat, 5, 6, 7 pitches.
And this one will be at least 7. And Soriano now goes into a full count. Crawford led the American League in walks last year. He has not been drawing as many this season. And still has a pretty good eye at the plate. 3-2 the count. Another foul ball from Crawford.
Again, he's going to be able to get that pitch count up a little bit higher. He's probably going to be around that 90 pitch limit here in this game. It's challenging, run that fastball lower third. See if you get a quick ground ball here.
It's 3 balls and 2 strikes. And there was that fastball down just above the knees. And Crawford fouled that one off as well. So plethora of foul balls here. This will be at least a 10-pitch at bat to begin the ball game for Jose Soriano against Crawford, and everything has been hard in this at bat.
Got to stick with it though. You got to go after with your fastball.
And there it was again, and fouled again. 99, and Soriano showing some signs of frustration here.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to be that way, especially when you're throwing really good pitches, and he's fouling them off. But the importance of getting him out with the next 2 guys coming up after him is so important for Soriano.
3-2, and there is the breaking ball for ball 4. So Soriano finally went to the curve and left it up. 11 pitches for a leadoff walk to start the game.
Look at the velocity behind those fastballs here. Our StatCast really powered by Google Cloud. The separation of the pitches between his 2-seam, 4-seam fastball averaging 98.9 and 97.8 with those 2. It's splitter at 93. Slider to 92, but his big difference is his curveball. That's going to be in the mid-80s.
So the leadoff man on. Cal Raleigh, the batter, red hot of late. And he hits ground ball to the right side past Keston Hira in the right center field. Crawford shoots over to third, and the Mariners have runners on the corners with nobody out.
He's looking downstairs as a power sinker. If it's over just a fraction, it's going to be a double play ball. It's exactly where you want. You wanted that ball down. It's 99 on the ground, basically. It gets it by Keston Hira just underneath his glove. Again, another well-hit baseball by Cal Raleigh. Every single baseball he's been hitting of late is major exit velocity. That's 105.6.
So Crawford at third base, Raleigh at first. Another guy who's heated up of late, Julio Rodriguez at the plate. 13 hits in his last 24 at bats, and he hits this one on the ground foul toward third. A little surprised to not see Luis Guillorme in the lineup today, considering Soriano is the 2nd highest ground ball rate in all of baseball. The Angels have Brandon Drury at third base and Keston Hira at 2nd.
Yeah, a lot of ground balls too. So there's going to be a lot of action there. So you got to be positioned perfectly in the infield here tonight.
There's a ground ball that shoots through, a base hit. So the Mariners get a quick start as Crawford can walk home on an RBI single by Julio Rodriguez, and those 2 big thumpers at the top of the order, including 1 big dumper in Cal Raleigh, helping the Mariners get to an early lead.
That sinker was a little bit more of the play, not like the one he threw the first pitch where he ran it in on him. In that long at bat, that walk, I still was kind of surprised he threw that knuckle curve, although he did foul off a number of sinkers. That's why it was so important to get J.B. Crawford out with these guys coming up, and they produced right away.
Barry Enright on the mound after 14 pitches have been thrown in this first inning by Soriano. That's more than in any of his first innings over his last 5 starts, and 11 of those were to one batter, J.P. Crawford, drawing the leadoff walk. So it is Raleigh and Rodriguez providing the offense again for Seattle. Yesterday the Mariners scored 2 in the top of the first. The Angels got them right back. It was a seesaw game early and late as the Angels pulled off the 10-inning win last night. So 2 on with nobody out. Mitch Garver is the batter. As Garver doing the catching today takes a high strike on a curveball. Garver having a rough year offensively, hitting just 178 after being so good for the Texas Rangers last year, especially late in the season. He whiffs on a pitch that was nowhere near, and it's 0-2. Mariners will strike out a lot. Garver 95 times, and that's only 3rd on the team.
That's 3 guys in a row really in the lineup between Raleigh, Rodriguez, and Garver with a lot of punch outs.
And that looked like a strike, but I guess it was not, according to the first base umpire. Jacob Metz said no swing from Garver.
It's actually pretty much a strike to begin with. Very close to a swing also.
That one down and in, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. The power sinker from Soriano. This time a fly ball to shallow left center field. Neto goes out. He's the one taking charge, and he drops it. He'll have a force out at third base as Raleigh is beaten there. Brandon Drury steps on the bag, so Neto unable to make the catch outright. Just a transfer of base runners. Rodriguez goes to second base, Garver at first, and Raleigh is forced out to third.
They go back a long way for that one too. Just waiting, looked like it's waiting to be called off at some point, but unable to get that. Reaches out, gets that towards the heel of the glove. Wisely reacts quickly and be able to get the force out.
So that's the first out of the game. It comes officially as a fielder's choice. Now Luke Raley looks at a strike over the outer half from Soriano.
Neto had to cover 84 feet going back on that one.
Well, the outfielders weren't even really close to it. Ward and Moniak were trailing in. The ball's in a strike on Raley, playing in right field today. He swings and misses on that sinker that darts away. It's 0-2.
Keep an eye on Julio Rodriguez at second base. No left-handed batter at the plate. Little clear throw for O'Hoppe. Brandon Drury a little bit far off the base though, so it's going to be a tough play if he does go to be able to catch the ball and fly a tag.
Ground ball to the shortstop. Zach Neto grabs, steps on second, throws to first, double play.
There's an easier way. From fixing your cabinets to cleaning your countertops, taking care of your home is easy with Thumbtack. Download the Thumbtack app and start caring for your home today.
Throughout humanity's existence, there have been ideas, strides, and accomplishments. Simple changes that redefine everything. For example, this will be the last moment you ever think of soda as being a dirty word. Soda! And that's because this soda, Poppy, has none of the bad stuff. Instead, it has all of the flavor. The future of soda is now, and it's called Poppy.
I can tell you how much you spent on takeout, and it's a lot.
You could track my spending by category. 1, weird. 2, how?
Rocket Money.
Go on.
It's a finance app that shows you all your accounts, bills, and subscriptions in one place, and it analyzes your spending habits to create a custom budget that works for even you.
Sign me up.
With the Game Time app, I paid 60% less than this guy.
What?
And it's not just sports tickets. It's also concerts. Performances, too!
Oh, come on!
Download Game Time. Last-minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed.
Angels lineup brought to you by Irvine Auto Center with Anthony Rendon in the #1 spot in the order as the DH. Then Shonwell and Taylor Ward. Brandon Drury bats cleanup today in front of Logan O'Hoppe. Keston Hiura in the lineup at second base. No Willie Calhoun after his big performance last night, hitting a first-inning homer and a walk-off homer to help the Angels win. And here's George Kirby, a strike-throwing machine.
Yeah, I've always been impressed with his stuff. He throws a lot of fastballs. He has a great fastball, too. It's going to be pretty consistent. 93, 98, about 60% of his pitches are fastballs. So a splitter, curveball, a cutter, and a slider.
From Rye, New York, went to Rye High School. Drafted by the Mariners as a first-round pick out of Elon University in North Carolina as he pumps in a strike. Another guy went to Rye High School is B.J. Surhoff.
Really good major league pitcher for a lot of years.
No balls and 1 strike on Rendon, who is the DH tonight. And there's a strike at the knees. Rendon with a double in the first inning in the game yesterday.
That was on an 0-2 pitch. He's behind 0-2 right away here. Miss it back.
0-2 is basically the name of the game for George Kirby. He is ahead all the time. He has walked only 11 hitters all season. He has been the greatest strike thrower in Major League history to this point in his career, and it's not even really close. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Anthony Rendon.
I just think of Ferguson Jenkins when you talk about that, a strike throw as far as not a whole lot of walks. I remember one year, I think he had more wins than walks in the season, Fergie did, the Hall of Famer.
Well, that's where Kirby is right now in terms of starts in his career compared to walks. He's the only one in Major League history with at least 50 starts to have fewer walks than starts, as Rendon fouls one into the booth next door. Kirby started his year walking two in the first inning that he pitched this season. He's only walked 9 batters since then.
Baseball went flying in the TV booth next door.
They get a lot more action than we do over there.
That's fine. That baseball was flying in there.
These booths are just perfectly constructed to leave us mostly out of it. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Anthony Rendon. And he could not hold up his swing there with strike 3.
And my go-to is to have success against Kirby. He's not going to walk a whole lot of guys, so you've got to be able to do this and be successful with that. Is don't chase that above zone 4-seamer. 70 punch-outs with a whip percentage over 30% on his 4-seam fastball, and success versus his breaking balls, and his .286 batting average with 4 home runs versus his slider and curveball.
75 Major League starts, 52 walks for Kirby. Here's Nolan Shonowell as he looks at a strike.
So if you play golf with him, every drive is down the fairway, right? What fun is that?
It seems like he really has a good idea of direction, precision, and accuracy. One thing that has hampered him this year has been the long ball. He's given up 11 homers. And Shonowell, it's a bouncer to second, down to an E. Jorge Polanco recovers that, and there's 2 up, 2 down.
And the defense behind Kirby, especially when you think about how many strikes he throws. Robles out in left field, 3 defensive run saves this year. He's got 1 outfield assist. You go back to just a few seasons ago, 19. He had 24 defensive run saves with the Nationals. Rodriguez rally out in the outfield. You got Rojas, Crawford, Polanco, France, and Garver behind the plate. But he used to cover like incredible amount of ground out in the outfield for the Nationals.
Yeah, he was a very good center fielder for Washington. Here's Taylor Ward taking ball 1. Mentioned Kirby's home runs, 11 of them allowed this year. Well, 10 of them have come on the road. Although he's only allowed 1 homer in his career at Angels Stadium. He has 40 career strikeouts against the Halos, including one of Rendon in this inning. That's the most he's had against any opponent. And Taylor Ward's been striking out quite a bit lately.
Well, when you have that reputation of not walking batters, you get those pitches that are on the edge or even slightly off the edge. There's a lot of speed in that outfield by the Mariners here too, with Rayleigh out in right field too.
There's a drive out to the gap in left center field. No one will catch up to this as it bounces in and falls to the wall. So Taylor Ward splits the outfielders and has a 2-out double.
Good swing there on that one. That's a 4-seam fastball. Again, brought that down in the zone. Better opportunity to get some good contact against Kirby when it's down in the zone. His timing was perfect on that swing. 17th double of the season. Now 31 extra base hits for Taylor Ward. Chance to answer right back here.
Brings up Brandon Drury. Drury batting in the cleanup spot here tonight. He's got an RBI chance early. That's what the cleanup man's supposed to do. Clean out those base runners. As Kirby misses with ball 1.
And he throws a lot of first pitch fastballs, and you know that as a hitter, but yet they're not down the middle of the plate, those first pitch fastballs. He's on the corners or slightly off it.
That's in there for a strike from Kirby with a slider that time. 1 ball and 1 strike. Kirby keeps it pretty simple out there on the mound. Not a guy who's going to be throwing all sorts of different types of pitches. Just pretty pinpoint with good stuff.
Again, looking for Brandon Drury to continue what we've seen of late, what he's been working on, trying to line the baseball in the air, fly balls, right center field, left center field, start hitting the ball consistently in the air with a little bit higher launch angle.
The Angels would like to see the extra base hits come for Drury. For Ward, that was his first extra base hit in the month of July. As Drury was jammed a bit fighting that one foul. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes on Drury.
There's that four-seamer upstairs. He tries to get chases. It's such an effective pitch because you could see that. You know you have to be quick on it because it's 97. Good take there by Brandon Drury.
Well, 2 balls and 2 strikes the count. And that's perfect on the outside edge for strike 3. So Drury goes down looking to end the inning.
Managing my credit card debt was overwhelming, and it just wasn't a good place to be. My name is Carter, and Upstart helped me get rid of that credit card debt with a personal loan. Checking my rate with Upstart was super quick, super easy. It took me a few minutes to get my pre-approval and to get my interest rate. I got my money the next day. Having the opportunity to just have one due date a month and only paying one person made my life a lot easier.
Easy online borrowing. Personal loans up to $50,000. Go to upstart.com.
All right, Jake, talk about PXG.
With all the fitters, the attention to detail is second to none. I'm looking for something to go as straight as possible. They put a lot of emphasis on making sure that it's perfect. It's look, feel, sound, forgiveness from toe to heel. Swing it pretty fast. It's easy to hit.
If we take the hat off,
it is a mullet. I'm Jake Knapp, and I play PXG.
PXG? Nobody makes golf clubs the way we do, period.
Let's talk about sex. As you get a little older, things tend to work a little differently.
I felt shame, embarrassment, guilt.
Like something had been knocked out from underneath me. What HIMS does is says, hey, look, don't worry about it. We got this part covered. 100% online.
The whole process was very discreet.
It made me feel like I'm a rock star.
This product has changed my life.
When it kicked in, I said, yeah, I'm back. I remember this feeling.
Get started today at 4hims.com.
Basketball fans from all over the United States have won over $1 billion. Visit UnderdogFantasy.com and sign up with promo code POSTER to claim your player's special and deposit offer. Underdog Fantasy, calling all dogs.
Finished my chores. Ready for my allowance.
Greenlight is way better than how I got paid for chores.
Ground balls, that is the highest ground ball rate on a single pitch in the major leagues this year. And a couple of those ground balls got through to help Seattle score a run in the first, but then Luke Raley hit into an inning-ending double play.
Look how much that moved, too. That's just off the outside corner at 98 with some run action right back to Zach Neto, was able to step on the base to get through that inning with no more damage done. And you'll take your chances. A ground ball sometimes will find a hole, but you got to stay down there and keep getting those ground ball after ground ball.
Swing and a miss by Ty France leading off the top of the second.
A swing like that, I'm pretty sure he was looking for that sinker first pitch.
France hitting just .232 on the season. He lifts a fly ball out to right field. Should be routine for Joe Adell. Backs up a bit and makes the catch. One out here in the second to bring up Jorge Polanco, switch hitting second baseman, stepping up to the plate for the Mariners.
He's 6 batters, all 6 of them. He's throwing a first pitch strike. So if you're Seattle, especially with the stuff that Soriano has, you're going to be aggressive on the first pitch.
Seattle gave up 4 players to get Polanco from Minnesota. They try to boost their offense. As Polanco looks at a strike. They tried to do it in ways where they could get guys who could make more contact, strike out less. They said goodbye to Eugenio Suarez, which Scott Service still finds to be painful because Suarez meant so much to their clubhouse. Polanco fouls one off, and it's 0-2. Teoscar Hernandez was with this group. He struck out a lot, certainly, but Hernandez having a very good season for the Dodgers. And the guys they brought in, Garver and Polanco, have not done a whole lot to help that offense at all. In fact, their offense is worse and strikes out even more.
Yeah, that's the surprising thing about it, because with their pitching staff, especially the starting staff, even their bullpen, consistent offense would make them a serious threat. Even though they're in first place right now, but it's about a game and a half now over Houston.
If they had even half of an offense, they would be a World Series contender. 0-2 on Polanco. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Soriano with a darting sinker there for the strikeout.
I mean, that almost, his fastball, that sinker moves so much. That almost looks like a splitter. How much that moves. That's 98. There's times where, the conversation in spring training, even during the season with Jose, to saying, you realize you could probably get away with throwing nothing but fastballs. I mean, there's going to be some hits because it's the lower third of the strike zone, so contact will be made. It's hard to make contact when it's like that.
Ball one to Josh Rojas playing third base tonight. Rojas coming over from the Arizona Diamondbacks in another trade for Paul Sewald. Jerry DiPoto likes to wheel and deal, so feel like the Mariners will make some moves between now and the trade deadline, which is July 30th. But first, everybody's focused on the draft. That starts tomorrow. It's 3 days long, going on to tomorrow, Monday, and Tuesday for the All-Star game.
That's what they're doing in baseball right now, and it's the first time he's been behind it. Now 3-0 now after throwing his first non-strike first pitch. And you got the futures games, you got the draft, you got home run derby, you got the All-Star game. A lot of action in Texas.
Futures game was today. Caden Dana appeared in the futures game for the American League All-Star team today as Soriano walks Rojas on 4 pitches. I'm sure a fun opportunity for Caden Dana today, and a little more chance to showcase his talent and just get his name out there more.
He'd have a punch out. He gave up a run. He had a punch out in that game.
Victor Robles is the batter here, number 9 hitter. Soriano throws to first. It's Cam Collier, a Reds prospect, who hit a home run off of Caden Dana today. Dana did have a strikeout in his inning of work at the All-Star Futures game. Runner going, throw to second by O'Hoppy's a good one in plenty of time as Rojas is caught stealing to win the inning. Inning is over. We'll talk to Willie Calhoun in the bottom of the second.
The Los Angeles Angels select Michael Trout. Yankees select Aaron Judge.
Anthony Volpe, Jackson Howard, Alex Christian.
Beltray.
And there it is, number 3,000.
Todd Helton. Joe Mauer.
Oh, what a play by Mauer.
And Jim Leland.
He's the best! He's the best!
Each had their own journey, but now their paths converge at the entrance to baseball immortality in Cooperstown, New York. The 2024 Hall of Fame induction ceremony. Live coverage begins Sunday, 11 a.m. Eastern on MLB Network.
Last night, a 2-homer game, including a walk-off homer in the bottom of the 10th inning as the Angels came back to beat the Mariners last night 6-5. And we are pleased to be joined by Willie Calhoun as the Angels come to bat here in the bottom of the second. Willie, what was the feeling like for you after you got a chance to leave the ballpark yesterday and think about the performance you had?
It was a good feeling. Obviously, every time you win a game, it's a good feeling. But yeah, it was a lot of fun, and hopefully we can get one tonight too.
First inning, you had a first pitch fastball against Brian Wu. You know he's throwing a lot of fastballs. Were you looking to see if you could turn on one right away like you did?
I just remember in Seattle, he was. I kept on swinging underneath this fastball, so I knew I had to be a little bit aggressive yesterday. So I was able I really wanted to get on top of the ball, and because like I said, I was underneath it so much in Seattle that I knew I wanted to be aggressive to it though.
Here's Logan O'Hoppe grounding one to third as Rojas backhands and throws him out. This ball club this year has provided some second chances to guys like you. Keston Hiura comes to mind recently. Kevin Pillar, who's been on the team since the beginning of May and is sitting next to you right now, as a matter of fact. What has it meant to you to get this chance to be a regular in the major leagues again and be able to showcase your skills here?
Yeah, it means a lot. This is honestly a really fun group, to be honest with you. A lot of younger guys, and it brings the fun back into it. Honestly, just being around everyone every single day, you build these relationships with all these guys. But I feel like just like coming to the ballpark, for me at least, and having fun is huge. And this is what this group is about. Like I said, it's a younger group, but I mean, we all like to have fun. We also like to get after it, though, and work hard and make sure we take care of our business, too.
Speaking of having fun, you walk it off and your bat flip, it had some distance to it, man. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, like I said, I usually never do that at all. That was a one-time thing, so I probably will never do that ever again.
Hey, we're replaying it right now, by the way. We're gonna track the distance.
Nice. How far did you guys get it?
You got it across the entire field. So.
Yes.
Yeah, like I said, I never do that.
We're working the StatCast on there pretty soon. On any given second, we'll get you that one.
Nice.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Mickey Moniak. Willie, you mentioned this being a younger team. Do you feel like you've been around long enough to impart some of your own wisdom on these young guys?
Yes and no. Just because I'm still trying to learn every single day. I even talk to KP a lot, Mikey, just try to pick their brains. So I feel like it's like a yes and a no. Like I said, I feel like everyone has room for improvement, and I still try to do it every single day. Especially, hey, I talk to Nolan every single day about first base, and we kind of just go back and forth and just bounce off each other ideas, and I feel like that's what every team has in their clubhouse. They have a good mix of older and younger guys, and just bounce back and forth the wisdom.
Yeah, well, every day I see you out there working, fielding drills. You're out there early hitting. I mean, you're putting in all the hard work. This has got to be a lot of fun for you this season, the way you bounce back and put up some pretty good numbers.
Yeah, that was Nick.
A base hit for Mickey Moniak. He's on with 1 out here in the second.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like I said, this is a younger group, but I mean, we love to get after it, like no matter what. I mean, everyone likes to get their work done early. I go out there every single day and try to just get the body moving a little bit. And like I said, everyone likes to have fun and just keep it loose, really.
By the way, is Kevin Pillar bugging you down there? I've known him way too long. He shouldn't be doing that to you.
It's a group of about 4 of them. No,
I see him pretty close to you.
Yeah, KP's right in my ear. He's kind of like my bodyguard. Yeah, seriously. As KP just said, it's a bunch of kids. Yeah.
Well, who's supposed to be babysitting then?
I think KP's supposed to be babysitting, to be honest.
Keston Hiura at the plate with 1 out. Moniak's running, throw to second base, and it's not even close. Stolen base for Mickey Moniak.
And you're seeing some good things from Mickey Moniak of late too, Willie. I mean, he's starting to hit the ball well after a season-long struggle for him. He's jumping on some good fastballs lately.
Yeah, seriously. Mick's been, this dude's unbelievable. His hands are so quick when he hits. It's actually unbelievable. And I think we're starting to see, with all the hard hits he's been getting lately, I mean, the dude has some of the quickest hands I've been around, and it's just a matter of time. And this game is, you have such a long season that, like I said, over the last month or so, Mick's really, the dude looks like a brand new player.
2 outs here in the second as Zach Neto will be the batter. Willie, you kind of play a little bit of first base this year. I know you've had some experience at second base as well. How much work are you putting in on a day-to-day basis at those positions? Try to give yourself a chance should Ron Washington use you there.
Yeah, every single day I go out there. Like I said, I think honestly, guys, this is the first year that I've actually enjoyed working on defense. It's crazy to say that, but it's honestly the first time I come to the field, and I enjoy going out there and doing work, taking ground balls, I even mess around on day games on Sundays and take them at shortstop and throw the ball to first base. It's just I never really had that passion, as much passion for defense as I did this year. But like I said, with this energetic, like, young team, I feel like it brings it out of you. It makes you want to be, like, want to do it. You know what I mean? So they push you, like within this team. We push each other. So I think that's the biggest thing. And just like I said, every single day I go out there and I work on my defense every single day.
Why do you think it's been different for you that you're so engaged with it and that you're so willing to go and put in all this extra work?
I think it's just a point that, like, you kind of get to that point where it's like you want to. I take pride in doing it now. As to before, I really honed in on my hitting, and I really wanted to be, like, really perfect that. But you know, you have to be able to play both sides of the ball. You got to put as much effort in on offense that you do on defense, and vice versa. So for me, I know first base. I came up as a second baseman, so I had the infield experience. I just never played first base before, but played first base a few times this year, and I don't mind it. I like it. I feel like it keeps me engaged in the game, being ready, making sure you're ready every single pitch. And just making sure you're laser focused, really, because in the infield you can't really daydream because you have lefties up there hitting the ball 115, and you don't really have time to be daydreaming out there.
By the way, Willie, speaking of youngsters, you had a pretty good view of Ben Joyce's 104.5 mile-an-hour fastball. What was that like?
That dude's unbelievable. that dude's a 101. Like I said, I'm glad he's on my team though, so I don't have to go out there and face 104 like that. So, like I said, I'm really glad I lace up the same uniform as he does.
A walk to Zach Neto, and there are runners on first and second. Really, what do you make of pitchers kind of having an advantage over hitters? You mentioned Joyce, a guy throwing 104, but you know, well, so many pitchers around the league have high velocity, all these spinning pitches and ways to get hitters out. How do you as a hitter try to keep up?
Honestly, I think it comes down to just being gritty. Like you wanna grind. You wanna see the best of the best. And for me, I love it. You know, I take pride in it. And as an offensive player, when you see a guy, even like Kirby tonight, one of the better pitchers in the game, you wanna see what they got. You wanna face the best guys.
There's a shot to the gap, right center from Joe Adell, a base hit. Moniak scores. Over to third is Neto. Now the ball skips through the infield as Neto got into a collision with Rojas. He will score. The third base is open, and Adell makes it all the way.
Yeah, that's the kind of stuff you got to like right there, Willie. See that aggressive base running by Joe.
Yes, I love it. That was nice right there.
Especially staying on that baseball, you know, and going the other way, especially when you're facing a high-velocity guy like this. That's the approach you got to have, right?
Yeah, 100%. Nice short. You can't get too big against this pitching staff in a whole. This pitching staff has really good fastballs, so you have to really make sure you get on top of the baseball. Like
that would have been.
Wu.
Go ahead, Willie.
Like I said with Wu yesterday, I mean it's a guy that Kirby's very similar. You have to get on top of the baseball. You have to choke up. You have to do all the little things right. You can't just miss these type of guys.
Well, that would have been an obstruction play at third base against Rojas had Neto been tripped up or not able to score there on his own. You saw the third base umpire DJ Rayburn pointing, and that would have been an obstruction against Rojas for really getting in the way of Neto.
That's a big couple runs there too against Kirby, who's throwing the ball so well. Well, you go back to that when you're facing guys like the high velocity, and even with the secondary pitches these Mariner pitchers have, do you just try to center in on one pitch where you can do your damage on?
Yeah, I'd say so. You pick out, their best pitch, and obviously with this whole pitching staff, they all love their fastball. So you really got to choke. You really have to trust your hands, and you really have to stay on top of the baseball. I mean, the one small movement underneath the ball, and you're foul tipping the ball straight back, wondering how you're going to hit the ball forward. So for a guy like this, you really just have to, like I said, stay above the baseball and really trust your hands.
Anthony Rendon struck out his first time. He's at the plate here as the Angels have the lead now. Just missed from Kirby.
Now, a fastball like this, especially with, like, you just love watching Anthony Rendon. Generally, he's going to try to punch that ball the other way on the fastball.
Yeah, Ant has a really good approach. Honestly, one of my favorite guys to watch. Just approach-wise, he knows how to work in a bat. He can hit the ball between first and second nicely. He's not afraid of hitting with 2 strikes, which is, I think, is an advantage when a guy can be not afraid to hit with 2 strikes.
Mickey's not so nice right now.
Yeah, Mick is right here.
Yes.
Get seeds on the hat. Oh, man.
Nice pick by Garver. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Anthony Rendon.
Yeah, see, he started this at bat 0-2 and he's 3-2. Ant's a professional hitter. I love watching this dude's at bats, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, that's got to help you and everybody else in that dugout. When you see a guy like that 0-2, there's no panic in his swing ever.
100%. It's the same swing every single time. But like I said, he knows his zone really well, and that's a big thing that he does too that I love. He never chases. Nice. That's shortstop. Oh, get through.
A low throw from Crawford ends the inning, but the Angels take the lead. Willie Calhoun, thank you very much.
Thank you,
Thanks, Willie.
Adrian Beltre.
And there it is, number 3,000.
Todd Helton. Joe Mauer.
Oh, what a play by Mauer.
And Jim Leland.
He's the best! He's the best!
Each had their own journey, but now their paths converge at the entrance to baseball immortality in Cooperstown, New York. The 2024 Hall of Fame induction ceremony, Sunday, July 21st on MLB Network.
Step up to the plate and get ready to play ball. The baseball show for kids where you can learn about batting, fielding, and everything in between from the real pros. Every swing is a big hit on Play Ball. Saturday mornings at 10 Eastern on MLB Network.
Gap in right center field and started a base running frenzy as he knocked in Mickey Moniak with his base hit, but also Luke Raley's throwback through the infield skipped right on by, which allowed Zach Neto to score. Adele ended up at third on the play. Got 1 RBI for it, the other run unearned. As the Angels have the lead, Jose Soriano delivers a strike to Victor Robles.
But 2 guys coming through again. Mickey Moniak got it going, and then Joe Adele. It's good to see those guys getting going. A lot of ups and downs in the season, but right now they've put a lot of work in and they're coming back.
Robles lines a base hit the other way, so a speedy base runner is on and makes a few extra steps around first base as Adele gets it in. Robles, well, one thing he can do is really run, and he is aboard to lead things off in this inning.
That was a knuckle curve. It got more of the plate. Again, you want to work that knuckle curve. He will give up some hits on that on occasion. Generally, that will stay out over the plate, but 34 strikeouts coming into the game.
So base runner in front of Crawford as he swings and misses.
The thing about Soriano, he is super quick to the plate. He's allowed 1 stolen base all season long, and it's 1 attempt. Now, with that 1 caught stealing, he's now the 20th base stealer that Logan O'Hoppe has thrown out now.
Balls and 1 strike as Crawford looks at a curve that drops in, and it's 0-2. When Robles was young, he worked with a Dominican track star to learn how to run faster. He wasn't naturally all that fast, but he's fast now. He's one of the faster players in all of baseball. No balls and 2 strikes on Crawford. So he takes ball 1. You know, when Victor Robles was coming up in the Washington system, there was some talk that he was even a little bit better than the guy who was right behind him, Juan Soto. Didn't quite work out that way for Robles as Crawford strikes out swinging.
And got him out of there quickly. Just 4 pitches this time. Remember all the pitches he saw the first at bat. Worked a walk.
That was the one thing Soriano couldn't do then, was put him away, but he did fairly easily here.
There's that fastball again. 4 seam fastballs stay true on that plane. Remember, hit a ground ball get by Keston here at a first at bat. You always look for those shutdown innings, especially after you're able to score 2 runs against George Kirby like they did. Important here to get a ground ball again, get another double play. 12 already turned behind him.
Wave and a miss by Cal Raleigh on a good splitter from Soriano. Raleigh had a base hit his first time, as he is red hot right now. Cal Raleigh has hit 5 home runs in his last 4 games. He has 9 hits in his last 18 at bats. We've seen him homer from both sides of the plate twice this week. Something that may have not been possible in the past. He entered this year with just 7 home runs over his last 3 seasons from the right side of the plate total. He's at 9 right-handed this year. Batting lefty here, his real power side. He fouls one off.
I mean, you can see he does have a strikeout in his game, but he's also up there with the thought of doing a lot of damage. And even on an 0-2 pitch, he had a pretty good swing there. He's punched out 111 times. You got to get him chased out of the zone here.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. Soriano did just that. Back-to-back strikeouts here in the 3rd.
Well, he threw 2 really, really good splitters in that sequence to get a strikeout for a guy that is on fire.
Brings up Julio Rodriguez, who has been equally hot for Seattle. The Mariners certainly need Raleigh and Rodriguez. Really, they need a lot more than those 2. That ball was up and in on a curve, and it hit Rodriguez on the top of the helmet. So he will take first base here as Victor Robles goes to second.
And this gets underneath that, spins it, gets it right on top of the helmet. You still just hope he's okay. It doesn't matter if it's a curveball or anything. I mean, you release a baseball like that, you hope he's okay.
It was a scary scene last night in the Yankees-Orioles game when Heston Kjerstad got hit on the side of the helmet on a fastball from Clay Holmes. And Kjerstad had to go on the concussion IL today. So 2 out, runners on first and second, and Mitch Garver at the plate.
Where he's really got to bear down. He's struggled with runners in scoring position and 2 outs this season for Soriano. .310 batting average.
Big whiff there on a breaking ball. Garver hit a pop-up his first time that Zach Neto could not hold on to, but it turned into a fielder's choice, force out at third base.
Put a few knuckle curves already, about 27%. We've seen the last couple of games, they've hit fastballs pretty well.
2 balls and 1 strike on Garver. Soriano behind him now, 3-1. This is after Soriano put up back-to-back strikeouts following the leadoff hit by Robles. He hit Rodriguez. Now behind in the count against Garver. And then he walks him to load the bases.
It happened last inning too. Really got 2 quick outs and then a walk. Oh, it's got thrown out attempting to steal second base. Got to have that focus all the way through that 3rd out. Now you got a guy who's really quick on fastballs with some pretty good power. He's got 22 extra base hits.
First pitch also misses. Ball 1 to Luke Raley. Hit into a double play his first time. Logan O'Hoppe goes to the mound, and we'll hop in the car with Hyundai.
With features you won't find on CR-V, RAV4, or Forester, only a Tucson compares to a Tucson.
It's a big pitch here now for Soriano and the Angels. Dangerous hitter, and you have to throw a strike here.
And there it was. A curveball gets over from Soriano to even the count. Raley in his career with the bases loaded has only 3 hits in 19 tries. He has never hit a grand slam. He swings over top of that sinker. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes, 99 with some drop.
1-hour sinker. That's how impressive this arm is. Now, if you're Logan O'Hoppe, you just got to be ready here. It's the case with any of these pitches, whether it's that power sinker or even curveball or splitter in the dirt. So you just got to be ready to keep that in front. Try to get a swing and miss on a chase.
Bases loaded with 2 outs. Soriano's ahead. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Raley. Swing and a miss. Strike 3.
Nasty. Agent 99 with a punch out.
For the first time since its original airing in 2008, join Bob Costas for the only extended interview 2 of the game's legends, Hank Aaron and Willie Mays, ever did together. Wednesday at 8:30 Eastern, only on MLB Network.
The power of baseball goes beyond the field.
It starts with kindness, reaching out a helping hand. Even the smallest gestures mean the world to a lot of people.
Stand up to cancer.
Together.
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 Adrian Beltre.
And there it is, number 3,000.
Todd Helton. Joe Mauer.
Oh, what a play by Mauer.
And Jim Leland.
He's the best! He's the best!
Each had their own journey, but now their paths converge at the entrance to baseball immortality in Cooperstown, New York. The 2024 Hall of Fame induction ceremony, Sunday, July 21st on MLB Network.
Number 1 against George Kirby. I mean, the fastball is so good. You got to be looking for that number 1. And you talk about strike percentage with his fastball, just under 74 starters. Tonight, though, so far it is 64%, but still going for that 1, looking for that fastball to try to do some damage.
Angels got a couple runs, 1 unearned in the bottom of the 2nd. Here's Nolan Shonowell leading off the 3rd inning. First time the Angels have seen George Kirby this year. We've gotten to him over the course of his career a little bit. I'm trying to do that here this season. 3.34 ERA in 6 starts. The guy that really had more success against is the guy they'll see tomorrow, Logan Gilbert's ERA against the Angels over 4.5.
Remember a couple years, maybe last year, Trout had an epic at bat against Gilbert where he threw him like 7 or 8 straight fastballs, and finally Trout hit one out to center field, T-Mobile Park. A couple years ago it was. And by the way, Trout taking some live batting practice today. That was a great at bat. It was like, I think it was a 97-mile-an-hour fastball, dead center field. Each one of those ones were 97, 98, and he kept challenging Trout upstairs, and eventually Trout won that battle.
1 ball and 2 strikes on Nolan Shawnuel. There's some very long, loose strings on Kirby's glove. Is that allowed?
I always thought no. Not that I would have tried that at all for a distraction, but yeah, you're not supposed to.
And that thing's completely untied, just wiggling around like that. How can that be allowed?
It's going to be up to the hitter to say they want that cut.
2 balls and 2 strikes, or rather 3 and 2 now.
And one thing, even when we were talking to Willie Calhoun, by the way, that was fun talking to Willie. That was a good time. When he moves his glove, reason why you see pitchers do that, that's
I mean, that's
a good distraction right there. The reason why he does that was as far as the moving the glove, so that way you're not giving it away if you're throwing a breaking ball or fastball. Sometimes you do that if you're just going in for a breaking ball, hitters can figure that out.
Shawnuel not distracted by those spinning strings as he draws a walk. Leadoff man on. Well, that's 2 walks for George Kirby. That's national news in and of itself. There's Mike Trout before the game today.
And the thing is, usually you'll see during batting practice, a lot of times it'll be against a machine, but he wants to see that live pitching off of Ryan Goins there. Pretty quick hands on that one. Stride is quick.
I think he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he might.
Kirby's season high in walks is 2. It's Taylor Ward. It's a ground ball to short. Crawford soaks that one up and starts a double play. So 2 outs. Base is empty now, and the batter will be Brandon Drury after we tell you about this vintage t-shirt. Kicking off throwback week with the Big A Friday, July 26th against Oakland. And the first 25,000 fans will receive a vintage graphic t-shirt courtesy of Memorial Care. Visit angels.com/promotions.
I think they're ready for that vintage t-shirt. That is pretty good looking t-shirt. I love the throwback weekends.
Throwback week will see the Angels in their throwback uniforms from the late 70s and early 80s. Always a good look for them as the California Angels.
The Trout bobblehead giveaway, vintage one there for Trout.
1 ball, 1 strike on Drury, who struck out looking his first time against Kirby.
And just look for something to drive right center field for Brandon Drury here.
Couldn't hold his swing on that splitter. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Well, by Kirby's standards, he's been wilder than usual, not just with the 2 walks, but even with the percentage of strikes that he has thrown. 30 out of 53 so far for Kirby. That's just 56%, well below his usual. Drury taps one foul here. 1 ball, 2 strikes still on the Angels' third baseman today, with Anthony Rendon DHing. Drury is at third. Rendon should be back at third base tomorrow.
Brian Wu a little bit out of the strike zone yesterday too.
Kirby with the best strike throwing rate in baseball. Tonight he's been well below that. He's walked a couple of batters. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And usually when you think a guy's throwing that many strikes, they're not going to be a power pitcher, but he is the power pitcher that can throw strikes. It's not easy to do that combination.
Drury takes strike 3 in the same spot as he struck out looking earlier, and that ends the inning.
Experience game-to-game coverage of the night's biggest moments, live and commercial-free. MLB Network Strike Zone, Wednesday and Friday nights all season.
For the first time since its original airing in 2008, join Bob Costas for the only extended interview two of the game's legends, Hank Aaron and Willie Mays, ever did together. Wednesday at 8:30 Eastern, only on MLB Network.
To make a wish for 15-year-old Sam Clack, who got to come to the Big A, have quite the afternoon, get to muck it up at BP, talk to all the players, including one of his favorites, which he's going to clue you in on right now. I'm standing by with Sam and his family. And Sam, you've battled so much. I heard some good news from your dad. You got some clear brain scans, so congrats on that. That's incredible. We're so happy to have you here. I got to ask, where'd you come from? You got to let the fans know how far this trek was.
I'm all the way in Rock Hill, South Carolina, just south of Charlotte.
And you came here for your favorite player, which is who and why?
Mike Trout, because he's the best in baseball right now, in my opinion.
And we miss him out on the field, that's for sure. So it was nice for you to get to hang out with him. We all got to see him as well. And we were talking about the sound of the bat, the crack of the bat. How awesome was it to be up close at BP like that?
It's amazing. It's just amplified, and it's the greatest sound in any sport.
Truly is. And right now you got some pretty sweet seats. I mean, you are as close as you can get without being in the dugout. How about this view? What do you love about it?
Just being close and being able to see everything, and I'm kind of closer to them and on their level of the ground.
So true. Well, Sam, just to have your friends, family, supporting you and being here because of Make-A-Wish, what does that mean to you to get to have this wish fulfilled by the Angels?
It means everything. It's great to be here, and I'm happy that we got to come out, even though the bad circumstances, but they made it better.
We're so happy to have you here. We hope we made your day better, and we're going to send it back upstairs to our broadcasters right now. One of them is a big WWE fan, just like you. You want to tell him your favorite wrestler?
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
There you go, Wayne. Stone Cold fan right down here. Back to you guys.
Well, Sam 316 got to make his wish come true here at Angel Stadium today.
Oh, that's an incredible moment. Wow, I love hearing all the good news too, but Stone Cold.
2 out, nobody on, as Josh Rojas is the batter here. 1 ball and no strikes. Rojas walked his first time. Jose Soriano has wiggled around a few walks in this one. He has struck out 4. He's given up a run on 3 hits. It's that one over the inside corner for a strike. Soriano in his 3rd start since coming off the IL. Just about 3 weeks after he had his 8-inning performance against the Diamondbacks on June 12th in Arizona. Didn't see him again until July 2nd. This is the first time he's pitched in a home game in about 5 weeks.
And some good running fastballs too. He's throwing a lot of knuckle curves too. So far so good. He's trying to get stronger. That split that time was up a little bit higher. That you can foul that one off. It's still 93. But elevate it where you can foul it.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Rojas here. That one missing wildly. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Angels still have not announced a starter officially for tomorrow to face Logan Gilbert in the finale of this series. Rojas slaps one toward right field, right on a line to Joe Adele. And a 1-2-3 inning, the first tonight for Soriano.
Let's talk about sex. As you get a little older, things tend to work a little differently.
I felt shame, embarrassment, guilt.
Like something had been knocked out from underneath me. What HIMS does is says, hey, look, don't worry about it. We got this part covered. 100% online.
The whole process was very discreet.
It made me feel like I'm a rock star.
This product has changed my life.
When it kicked in, I said, yeah, I'm back. I remember this feeling.
Get started today at 4hims.com.
Those look good. We've got to get you some.
Oh, we don't need to get one.
No, today.
Are you serious?
I'm serious, baby. Your boots have holes in them.
All right.
They look so good.
Ooh, that's a lovely view.
What are you two looking at?
Tip pick.
What did you say?
Tip pick. Tickets to the show with no hidden fees.
The salty air, the golden light, reflections of who you were, who you are, and who you're becoming. Luxury meets performance. Peter Malone.
These players bring finesse and make sacrifices. They benefit from fortune and succeed through sheer will. These are the Gillette Labs plays of the first half. Wednesday at 2 Eastern on MLB Network.
Seventh, when the Angels host the A's, the first 25,000 fans will take home a Mike Trout throwback bobblehead courtesy of Pechanga Resort Casino. Visit angels.com/promotions for more.
That's a really solid bobblehead there, that throwback uni.
Logan O'Hoppe leads off the bottom of the fourth inning against George Kirby. As Kirby starts him off with a strike. Kirby has had 5 full counts in this game. That's tied for the most in an outing this year. 6 is his career high. He's never walked more than 3 batters in a game in his career. He hasn't been quite as sharp with his control tonight. 1 ball, 1 strike.
There's a splitter he'll throw, and quite a few pitchers in this staff especially in the starting staff, will throw a splitter. Even Gilbert has a very good dominating splitter. We'll see that tomorrow afternoon.
Gilbert is an all-star, and there was a splitter there. Gilbert will head to Texas after tomorrow's game. Even though he is pitching tomorrow, he will not be able to participate in the all-star game. And Andres Munoz is going now as well. He was added to the all-star roster yesterday. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Logan O'Hoppe. A swing and a miss on the slider for strike 3.
And Mickey Moniak coming to the dish. Let's take a look at our Frontier play sense. How well he's made the adjustments at his approach at the plate for Mickey Moniak. A good idea in our Frontier play sense. That fastball upstairs, 11 of the last 12 hits. Elevated fastball, 7 of them since June 30th. The pitch, he struggled early in the season to be able to keep that level swing, but also going down below the zone and getting 4 hits on low changeups too. So the adjustment, he struggled against low changeups and high fastballs early. Now he's locked in on both those pitches.
Base hit and a run scored his first time. Stole second base as well. Came home on Joe Adell's base hit.
You know, it was a high fastball. He got a base hit his first at bat too.
No balls and 2 strikes. The count on Moniak.
Get his batting average up now to 213. That doesn't sound high, but where he was at for a long period of time, about 190. It's very impressive what he has done. All of a sudden, Kirby using that splitter a lot more. Through that second time through the lineup. First time through, he's a 216 batting average. Second time, 241. Third time, 262. So a little bit of a jump each time through against him, but not significant numbers, though.
That one fouled into the Mariners radio booth. Almost gave Rick Riz a haircut.
Goodbye, baseball.
Keston Hero will be the batter. Yeah, Rick Riz, the great radio voice of the Mariners.
It's done a long, long time.
And occasionally he'll break out the rye bread and mustard.
He could do that in a few days.
Yes.
Keston looking for that first home run as a Halo. He had a bunch of them down in AAA in Salt Lake, 12 of them. We can hear that pop in the mitt, but these two pitchers here tonight between Soriano and Kirby, electric fastballs.
Here's the old call of Dave Niehaus. Break out the rye bread and mustard, Grandma. It's grand salami time. Haven't seen that tonight as Keston Hero grounds out. It's a 1-2-3 inning in the fourth for Kirby.
All right, man. I'm about to put you onto something incredible.
It's Blue Chew.
Blue Chew.
Blue Chew? Blue Chew. Blue Chew. Blue Chew. Blue Chew.
And it helps men achieve stronger and longer lasting erections, which is pretty helpful. And it's an online service that delivers directly to your door, plus the first month is completely free. So why not try it? And yeah, chew it and do it. It's Blue Chew.
When we started Warby Parker, we just sold glasses, and only online. But people liked them a lot. So we offered more things, like sunglasses and contacts. And then we thought, what if we sold eyewear online and in stores? So we did that. And now we have stores in neighborhoods all over. There you can chat with friendly opticians and get eye exams from top-notch doctors. Now, no matter where you go, we've got your eyes covered.
You want to take a shot at the next level? Well, this is it. What you've been waiting for. All that work, the sweat, the sacrifice. It's not a question of can you do it, but can you do it when all eyes are on you? The greats know when it's time to shine. And your time is now.
That's the showcase, baby. Let it go.
It's the perfect game showcase, where legends rise.
To discover the movement that inspires. And by the OC Healthcare Agency, navigate to healthier you at angels.ocnavigator.org. Those fine beach towels given away before the game today. City Connect beach towel.
That's an outstanding giveaway here. Huge crowd here tonight.
Playing peekaboo with you.
I'm hoping Soriano does that with a couple sinkers here in this inning against Seattle hitting.
He's allowed a run on just 3 hits so far. 65 pitches for Soriano as he faces Victor Robles, who has one of those 3 hits, singled in the 3rd inning. As the Washington Nationals started to move on to the next generation of players for them, they let Robles go earlier this year. 1 ball and 2 strikes, a holdover from their 2019 championship team. They still have Patrick Corbin, although I think his contract is up after this year anyway. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Robles. Another hit hard base hit for Victor Robles. He's 2 for 2 tonight with a couple of singles.
Yeah, he went that fastball upstairs, gave him a chance, especially the way his hands are set up. Look where his hands are set up. That fastball is exactly on that same plane where he could just be short to the baseball, and that's why he was successful. Now, if he gets him to chase out of the zone and runs that sinker in, I don't think he has that same type of swing.
J.P. Crawford at the plate as a walk and a strikeout in this game. Walked and scored in the first, the only run so far for Seattle. As he fouls this one away. A really good crowd here tonight at Angel Stadium. We showed you the giveaway with the beach towels, and I guess the fans came to collect and enjoy a summer Saturday night at the ballpark.
Some fireworks too. Another Halo victory here.
Going to be some beach-themed fireworks, I'm told. I guess the Beach Boys will be prevalent. We made my only guess. The Cardinals just took the lead on the Cubs 5-4. Nolan Arenado has hardly hit the ball out of the ballpark at all this year. Just did. Put St. Louis in front. That's a line to third. Caught by Drury. Trying to get the ball out of his glove. The throw to first too late. As Drury had an easy double play and the ball got stuck in the webbing of his glove.
I think that might have went right through part of his glove, though.
Robles was about halfway to second base. That ball was really lodged in Drury's glove, and he just...
See that? It's going almost made it through the glove. He couldn't get it out. Just got that foot back in there.
A huge break for Seattle, because that would have been a double play had the ball not jammed itself in Drury's glove. It wasn't even in the webbing. It was between the fingers of the glove. There's a strike to Cal Raleigh.
That was the hot corner he's playing tonight. That was a hot shot right at him. Almost got through the glove.
Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. It's a 2-run single for Arenado, not a 2-run homer. Either way, the Cardinals lead the Cubs, trying to sweep a doubleheader in St. Louis today.
And we got him on a splitter off the plate last at bat for a punch out. A nice splitter there to work the count to 0-2.
Time is called as Raleigh steps out of the box. Raleigh with 20 home runs now before the All-Star break. It's a Mariners record for a catcher. He also has 5 stolen bases. He strikes out here. He could not hold up. Second time Soriano has punched him out.
It's given him now 113 punch outs on the season.
That's the most on the Mariners, a team that has struck out more than any other.
Good bite on that knuckle curve. So he's swinging first pitch here now. Important to be able to maybe even run that in on the hands of him.
Julio Rodriguez lines it through, a base hit in the left center field. Robles will advance toward third as Moniak gets it into second base. A 2-out single keeps the inning going and gives Seattle a chance to tie it up with Mitch Garver due to bat.
Got that one in. He didn't exactly square that one up. He's still strong enough to get it through the infield. It's exactly where you want to throw. It's elevated a little bit more than he wanted to. So that's how hot he is right now. On base 3 times. And this is a spot now. And I think the conversation here in the infield is, especially with Ohapi out, is they could be on the move here. They could draw a throw to second base on a stolen base, especially with Robles at third base here. With a lot of speed in the corner infield, first and third base. So you got to really be ready and think. Take your chances at the batter at the plate. Might not want to make that throw to second base.
Julio Rodriguez now 15 for his last 26. When he gets heated up, he really goes. For last August, when Rodriguez was averaging an RBI per day. There's ball 1 to Garver. That's the kind of offense the Mariners are going to need from their superstar in center field. If they're going to try to hold off the Astros and the Rangers, Houston is 2 back. Actually, 1.5 back after losing today. There's a strike to the knees of Garver, and Texas is 6.5 back. The Astros have played really well for the last couple of months, and they're closing in now on first place in the West. Ball and a strike on Garver. Now it's 1-2 with a fastball sinking to the bottom of the zone.
Does he go back to his sinker, or does he go to his knuckle curve? If it is, see if he can start that same plane to get him a chase out of the zone.
Robles at third, Rodriguez at first. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Really, if you thought some hijinks would happen on the bases, this might be the count for it.
I'm surprised they're not, especially when you get the 2 strikes here. A lot of speed, a lot of stolen bases for Julio Rodriguez, 18 of them.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Runners aren't moving as the ball's in the dirt. O'Hoppe kept it close enough. Robles thought about it.
Soriano's got to be at home plate, though.
Yep, O'Hoppe was able to keep it close to the plate. Robles didn't want to take a chance.
That's a nice job there by O'Hoppe keeping that in front. That's a hard slider in the dirt. And go back to that finish, that 3rd out. Pretty much a struggle this season for Soriano. He's getting that 3rd out. Need it right now.
3-2. And it just missed for ball 4. So it's a walk to load the bases. Same situation earlier. Garver walked with 2 on. Loaded him up for Raley, who struck out. And now they're loaded again for Luke Raley as he bats with 2 outs and the bases full. That is the 4th free pass issued by Soriano today. Plus he hit Rodriguez as well. And there's ball 1 to Raley. Hunter Strickland has started throwing in the Angels bullpen. Finally got a couple of days after a lot of serious work for Strickland in this first half. 2-0, although well beyond the first half now with how many games have been played before the All-Star break. There's a strike to make it 2-1.
Talk about painting a pitch on the outside corner at the knees and getting the call.
Bouncing ball softly hit. Soriano goes to cover first. He's needed. The flip from Hera gets the out to end the inning.
Wow, what a play. That's execution. Soriano, I love the fact he did not give up on the play. A lot of times you think the first baseman's going to be there. Hera did a nice job of leading him to the bag. Gets that final out. Huge out.
Don't let it clog on your parade. Protect your home with Leaf Guard, the only one-piece seamless gutter system guaranteed to never clog, no matter the weather. Never clean your gutters again with Leaf Guard. Leaf Guard's patented seamless design keeps leaves, pests, and sediment out while directing water away from your home, preventing wood rot and foundation decay, giving you peace of mind that your home and family are protected from water damage with the industry's premier maintenance-free gutter system. Leaf Guard is the smartest solution in gutter protection, proudly protecting your home by getting it right the first time for a lifetime. From manufacturing to installation, Leaf Guard handles the entire process from start to finish. Invest in your home with a company you can trust. Call 888-6-LEAF-GUARD right now for a free estimate and save 20% plus $500 off your purchase and installation. Leaf Guard, get it today, protected for life.
Can't recall another baseball game where emotions ran so high. There it is! Fly ball to deep right field. It's out of here! It's gonna go!
What a play by Aaron Judge!
Experience game-to-game coverage of the night's biggest moments, live and commercial-free. MLB Network Strike Zone, Wednesday and Friday nights all season.
First baseman's going to be there. Sean Noel was going for the ball too, so good job by Soriano to be there at the bag.
Zach Neto leads things off. Bottom of the 5th inning as Neto walked and scored his last time. He came home on the throwing error by Luke Raley, which is right now the difference in this game. Joe Adell had an RBI single. And that play, well, base runners were all over the place, and Neto was actually obstructed for a moment by the third baseman, Josh Rojas. Didn't come into play because Neto scored anyway on Raley's errant throw, but could have added an extra layer of confusion to that play if Neto had not scored, and would have been granted home plate anyway by the obstruction of Rojas. 2 balls and a strike. That's in there from Kirby. A splitter makes it 2-2.
Think about it, that was he walked and scored. It doesn't happen too often where Kirby actually walks anybody. They were thinking that was a 3rd strike, which I thought was a 3rd strike.
Now we're going to contest,
because I think Neto fouled off the 2nd pitch, right? No, he didn't foul that one off. He didn't. I think that's what they were thinking on that one.
Well, the scoreboard had the count 2 balls and a strike before that pitch came.
I still think it was that pitch that had him confused there.
Yeah, so I think the count, as we had it, was
so did
right.
you say he swung on it then?
I mean, they didn't appeal in the moment, so they can't do that. I mean, Ron Washington.
No, they're saying, it looks like they're saying he fouled that ball, which he did not do.
Well, you can ask for this to be reviewed. I mean, after the who said it was foul?
Yeah, I think they're going to get this one correct, and Neto's going to still be swinging the bat.
Well, you can't ask for an appeal 2 pitches later. The Angels can ask for a count check from New York. So this was, nothing happened here. I mean, nobody said anything. It was not ruled a strike.
He's going to stay in there. They're saying that was not a foul ball. This, not that I can read lips, it's the way he's trying to explain it to him there. Feels like that's what they're doing.
2 balls and 2 strikes should be the count here. Now, either manager can ask for the umpires to review the count essentially, and they would watch it back in Midtown Manhattan and then tell the umpires here what the count is. That's how this could go if either manager would like that, but it looks like they're going to allow things to continue without that, and the count will be 2-2 on Neto.
They got it right. It should have been a 2-0 count. Start the at bat.
Fly ball to right. Luke Raley will track it and catch it for the first out here in the 5th. 6 in a row retired by Kirby since he walked Shotwell to lead off the 3rd inning. Angels only have 3 hits against him. Kirby has struck out 4 today. As Joe Adell will be the batter now.
Joe had a nice at bat against Kirby. First time up, drove in a run, stayed on that baseball line at the right field.
Smacked it the other way as the batting average starts to creep back up for Adell. So hits now in back-to-back games that he's played and takes ball 1. Adell had an RBI single and a run scored yesterday and drew a couple of walks as well. Taps this one foul, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
One of those backup sliders. He was anticipating that slider going away, but it stayed on the inner half, and he had a swing like that on it.
The Angels would love it if they could see Adell put together a good 2.5 months to end the season.
What a difference maker he could be if he does that on the offensive side.
Waves and misses here. You know, it's obvious that Neto and O'Hoppe have played themselves into a large role for the future of this ball club, and Nolan Shotwell has certainly turned it up over the last month himself. This is the guy that has so much talent in Adell. And it feels like the jury is still out on what he can be at the major league level. 2 up, 2 down as Adell strikes out here.
Unable to catch up to that 96-mile-an-hour four-seam fastball upstairs.
Well, these next 2.5 months are big for him to establish that he can be one of the building blocks as well.
Yeah, the improvements he's made defensively have been outstanding.
Anthony Rendon bats with 2 down and looks at a strike as it's 0-1. Rendon's 0 for 2. Struck out and grounded out.
I love what Willie Calhoun was saying about Anthony Rendon. He said he just loves to watch him as an approach, even though 0 for 2 in this game, but some long at bats. What he tries to do at the plate.
Chops this one toward the shortstop as Crawford comes in to make the play, and it's back-to-back 1-2-3 innings for George Kirby.
Adrian Beltre.
And there it is, number 3,000.
Todd Helton. Joe Mauer.
Oh, what a play by Mauer.
And Jim Leland.
He's the best! He's the best!
Each had their own journey, but now their paths converge at the entrance to baseball immortality in Cooperstown, New York. The 2024 Hall of Fame induction ceremony. Live coverage begins Sunday, 11 a.m. Eastern on MLB Network. These players bring finesse and make sacrifices. They benefit from fortune and succeed through sheer will. These are the Gillette Labs plays of the first half. Wednesday at 2 Eastern on MLB Network.
Want to put your baseball skills to the test? Then get ready to show your stuff with MLB Pitch, Hit, and Run. The official youth skills competition of Major League Baseball. Sign up for free for a chance to play your way to the Pitch, Hit, and Run finals at the 2024 World Series. Visit pitchhitrun.com today.
Swing and misses, which is a career high. All these pitches out of the strike zone or on those edges to get all these swing and misses. 7 versus a sinker, which is an amazing number. 4 versus knuckle curve, 3 versus a splitter and a slider too. But that 7 versus sinker, it's not easy to get a swing and miss like that versus a fastball, especially down.
Ty France, not much of a birthday present for him, celebrating his 30th birthday today. And he gets plunked by a 97-mile-an-hour fastball.
That's something he's used to doing too. That's the thing. He's been hit so often. No way to get out of that running fastball. The thing is, you got to keep in mind now that third time through, that's where Soriano has struggled. And right away, you're seeing bullpen action up again.
That is the 95th time that France has been hit by a pitch as a Mariner. He has blown past the Mariners' all-time record. We're talking about guys like Edgar Martinez and Ichiro who were in that uniform for over a decade. Right to Shotwell on a one-hopper. He steps on first. Now France in a rundown. Neto runs him back to the bag at first base. Shotwell chases him down, flips to the second base bag where Brandon Drury applies the tag, and it's a double play. Nicely done by the Angels in the rundown.
Yeah, nice job by Shotwell. He's getting that out first and foremost, and then making that quick throw to second base. Gets off the bag right there, steps on the base, take that out. France is caught in no man's land. Neto running him back, gets out of the way. Ideally, you want one less throw, but still able to get it.
3-6.
And a handoff there.
3-6, 3-5. Yeah, Brandon Drury gave him a real big smile for that.
Yeah.
Not.
A couple of 23s going at it right there.
It'll take a lot more than that to get that fella to crack a smile. Nice try, though.
Zero chance. Zero chance.
Rojas with the bouncing ball. Keston Hira makes the play to first. Yeah, Soriano gets through 6. Just a 4-pitch inning.
Adrian Beltre.
And there it is, number 3,000.
Todd Helton. Joe Mauer.
Oh, what a play by Mauer.
and Jim Leland.
He's the best! He's the best!
Each had their own journey, but now their paths converge at the entrance to baseball immortality in Cooperstown, New York. The 2024 Hall of Fame induction ceremony. Live coverage begins Sunday, 11 a.m. Eastern on MLB Network.
The Los Angeles Angels select Michael Trout. Yankees select Aaron Judge.
Anthony Adley Rutschek.
Bryce
The power of baseball goes beyond the field.
It starts with kindness, reaching out a helping hand. Even the smallest gestures mean the world to a lot of people.
Stand up to cancer.
Together.
Together. Together.
Together.
Fireworks have awoken Bobby Valentine. Be a part of history at the Big A when the Angels face Bon and Bobby's former teams, the New York Mets, on Friday, August 2nd. The first 25,000 fans will receive a Rally Monkey hand puppet.
Hi, Bobby.
Courtesy of Miller Children's Hospital, and set the Angel Stadium record for the most puppets at the Big A. Yeah, you're on TV.
Hello, Bobby.
Visit angels.com/promotions for more.
I'm right here, Bobby.
Bobby V in the house. Nolan Shonowell leading off the bottom of the 6th inning as he fouls one back. Mike Araujo, our public address announcer, has a glove on just in case one flies up in the PA booth, and it hit right off his glove and he dropped it. That's an error. There's one off the foot of Kirby. Ricochets to Rojas, who gloves and throws him out. That ball hit George Kirby pretty square.
Scott Service is looking out there right now just to see if he has to check on him. Got him right in the ankle area. I think you got to check on him. He's saying he's okay. It's stiff. As the inning progressed, good swing there, right back up the middle. That's how quick the baseball will get back at you when you deliver the baseball. Ross made a nice play on that redirect his way.
And Joyce started throwing in the Angels bullpen. We saw Hunter Strickland up before, but now getting a little bit later in this game. Taylor Ward is at the plate with one out. Ward doubled his first time.
Still was a lot of room in left center field, exactly where he hit it the first at bat. Soriano, nice job again today.
One ball, one strike on Ward. Angels have not had a hit since Adele's RBI single in the 2nd inning. Jose Soriano has been able to keep the Mariners off the board since the 1st.
Talked about this matchup of really good young pitchers. It was definitely lived up to it.
Certainly has. Good pitch there by Kirby. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And both of these starters have done a nice job, as you'd expect, and we've gotten a good old-fashioned mound duel here tonight. Check swing, and Ward way too far there. Strike 3. So George Kirby adds another strikeout to his total tonight. 2 up, 2 down, as we find out what's on the menu at Jack in the Box.
All these munchies are under $4 each. At Jack, every bite's a big deal.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
6 strikeouts tonight for Kirby. That's 97 now on the year for Taylor Ward. He struck out more than any other Angel. 2 up, 2 down. Drury has struck out twice tonight, both looking, and virtually the same pitch as he hooks one foul.
Moving into the dugout. And that fastball, that four-seamer upstairs. And he's got him looking twice on the outside part of the plate with fastballs. See if Brandon Drury can go the other way on that if he goes back outside again.
There's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Drury able to get a piece to stay alive here, keeping the count 1-2. Kirby now has retired 9 in a row, make that 10 in a row, since he walked Nolan Shotwell to begin the 3rd inning. So Kirby's been bit by the long ball on the road this year. He's given up 10 home runs away from T-Mobile Park. He's not allowed a home run since June 21st in Miami. In fact, he's only given up those 2 homers since May 24th. He's done a good job keeping the ball in the ballpark for the last almost 2 months, and he has struck out Drury 3 times tonight.
The power of baseball goes beyond the field.
It starts with kindness, reaching out a helping hand. Even the smallest gestures mean the world to a lot of people.
Stand up to cancer.
Together.
Together. Together.
Together.
Can't recall another baseball game where emotions ran so high. There it is! Fly ball to deep right field. It's out of here! It's gonna go!
What a play by Aaron Judge!
Experience game-to-game coverage of the night's biggest moments, live and commercial-free. MLB Network Strike Zone, Wednesday and Friday nights all season.
Step up to the plate and get ready to play ball. The baseball show for kids where you can learn about batting, fielding, and everything in between from the real pros. Every swing is a big hit on Play Ball. Saturday mornings at 10 Eastern on MLB Network.
Hyundai, with a brand new Hyundai, there's joy in every journey. And by Jack in the Box, the Munchies have met their match. Try Jack's Munchies under $4 today. Very nice job by Jose Soriano tonight. A quality start, 1 run allowed in 6 innings. Struck out 5. George Kirby has fanned 7, giving up 2 runs, just 1 earned on 3 hits in his 6 innings. And both starters showing you why they are 2 of the better young starters in baseball.
Impressive fastballs by both. Kirby did a great job, and Soriano solid too. He looks like he's done right now. He battled very efficiently today. Both of them, great fastballs.
There's a strike. You know, Kirby is not a guy who typically goes deep into games. 92 pitches from Kirby, 87 from Soriano. So both guys roughly with the same work tonight. And it seems both are done. Ben Joyce is on the mound. And what a show Joyce put on with one very fast pitch last night, reaching 104.5 miles per hour, the fastest pitch in the big leagues this year.
Free and easy too. And his slider was really, really good last night.
1 balls and 2 strikes. Soriano finished his night with a 4-pitch 6th inning. Tied for the fewest pitches by an Angels pitcher in an inning this year. Hunter Strickland had a 4-pitch inning a few days ago.
They've been muscled up on that slider there. Not a bad idea to throw that one, but not close enough to get a chase though.
That ball at 102 fouled away by Victor Robles. Took something off, I guess. 102.
Yeah. He's trying to make sure he threw a strike. Again, that's one of those pitches too. He still was able to foul that one off because it got more of the plate edges is where he needs to be.
Robles has 2 hits tonight. And he lays off the slider there. 2 balls and 2 strikes. There was a time early in Robles' career he would just swing at virtually everything. He has not struck out quite as much as he has gotten older. 2 balls and 2 strikes here. He lines this one toward the gap in right center field. Adele's after. That ball will be off the wall. Adele plays it in quickly, but Victor Robles with good speed already at second base. Adele overthrows the bag anyway, and Robles now 3 for 3, doubles to start the 7th.
Yeah, that was another fastball down to 102.6. Go back to pitch by pitch last night when we talk about for Ben Joyce how effective he was here against Rojas. At 97-mile-an-hour, that splinker, same thing back at 95. Then that one at 103 fouled it off. 104.5 and then finished off with a nasty slider down and in.
Here's Crawford as he takes a strike. Even Ron Washington said after the game, you know, it's impressive to see Joyce reach that kind of velocity, but he's got to remember that his splinker is now his go-to pitch to get outs with. Think about the ball Robles just hit. It was 102.6 from the arm of Joyce, and it was 102.7 off the bat of Robles.
Yeah, he's creating that power because it got more of the plate. He was able to stay through it. I mean, he went back to his last at bat, even this, you know, past the bat too for Robles. The way his hands are set up, middle part of the plate, he just has to be quick through it and make contact with that barrel. He's facing pitches with high velocity today.
A balls, 2 strikes on J.P. Crawford. Joyce overthrew that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Crawford's 0 for 2. He has scored the only Seattle run in this game.
And 103.4. Man, as always, J.P. Crawford giving you a tough at bat here.
Swing and a miss, strike 3.
Now that was that splinter that was awesome. Movement. You see the grip, see the run, and a punch out. Very similar to that pitch that Paul Skeens throws for the Pirates.
One out. Here's Cal Raleigh, who has struck out twice today.
So far, Joyce has done a real good job of keeping an eye, varying his look back to second base with Robles there with his speed at second. Neto trying to keep him close. He's got a little bigger lead here.
There's another good sinker to get a swing and a miss from Raleigh as Robles was taking some steps away from second base but didn't run. And Joyce trying to rally after allowing a leadoff double. He struck out Crawford. He's ahead of Cal Raleigh. Swing and a miss, strike 3. A nasty changeup.
Change piece. What a pitch. There's that splinker. He took a little off on that one. I'm trying to think how you do splitter and changeup together, but I'll just stay with the I'll just stay with the splinker.
Jason Beret used to throw a fork ball changeup. He called it the Fosh back then. Ben Joyce, he took something off that usual splinker, but now he's got to face Rodriguez, who the Angels have hardly retired in this series. 2 outs. And there's ball 1 off the plate. Rodriguez has been on 3 times today, 3 times yesterday, and 4 times on Thursday. He's 8 for 10 overall. He's 2 for 2 tonight. Looks at a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike on Julio Rodriguez. And Joyce has posted back-to-back strikeouts after a leadoff double. Bounced foul, and now he's ahead of Rodriguez 1-2.
That's one of those times now you just stay within yourself. Trust your mechanics, trust your arm slot.
Julio Rodriguez has stumbled at times offensively throughout this year, but he is burning up right now. And he's a formidable out as Joyce tries to keep the lead here in the 7th. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, strike 3.
What a pitch. Slide piece. So he goes changeup. That'll get a little smile on your face right there. What a job. That part of the order, nasty punch out.
Corey Seager, all eyes on him. He's ready to go. He's aggressive.
Here's a dude that swings 52% of the time on first pitches.
Corey Seager smashes a ball.
The ability to be able to come together and compete every night. You know, that's what it's all about at this point for me.
Corey Seager does it again.
This guy is doing it all. He's hitting bombs all the time.
Los Angeles Angels select Michael Trout. Yankees select Aaron Judge.
Anthony Bogley, Jackson, Howard, Alex
Top tier plays. The Splinker swing and miss against J.B. Crawford, a tough strikeout. And then he comes back with it again against Cal Raleigh, who's been crushing the baseball. Same thing with Julio Rodriguez, cannot catch up to that slider. And he looked down and go, wow, hey, yeah, that's impressive. We've been impressed by the way Julio Rodriguez has swung the bat all series long, and he's impressed by what he saw from Ben Joyce. Wow.
Ben Joyce has turned a complete corner ever since really the middle of June when the Angels were in San Francisco and he debuted that Splinker. And he has become really a fantastic weapon. Late innings, high leverage, doesn't matter. Ben Joyce has been up to every task of late. Here's Austin Voth, who gave up the walk-off homer to Willie Calhoun last night, facing O'Hoppe to start the 7th.
Wait, thinking about that, just, you know, playing catch with on flat ground, and you're taking that out of the game quickly like that. I mean, that is impressive. Incredible. Back-to-back games to boot.
Well, Joyce is certainly showing that he's a trustworthy reliever, and there's Logan O'Hoppe smashing one past a diving Crawford into left field. First hit for the Angels since the 2nd inning. As O'Hoppe's on in front of one of the team's hottest hitters of late, our Kia player profile on Mickey Moniak.
Well, that's impressive. Last 5 games, 8 for 19 with 3 extra base hits and 5 RBIs. He's even been better of late too when he has base runners on in front of him.
First pitch in there for strike 2, Moniak. Base hit and a run scored in the 2nd inning. Angels got both of their runs then. Neither team has scored since The Angels put up 2 in the second. Here's a little squibbing ground ball past the mound. Rojas only played a first to get Moniak, and a good job by Crawford darting across the infield to make sure O'Hoppe didn't try to advance to third.
So another play, solid play by Rojas over at third, because that's got some spin on it when you break it back like that. As usual, J.P. Crawford always heads up going over to third, because remember earlier, Joe Adele was able to work his way over there to third base. This is a big at bat here for Keston here to see if he can get that runner home.
So for 2 today. Remember, O'Hoppe has pretty good speed. He's not one of those typical catchers that goes base to base while he's running the bases. He can score on a base hit to the outfield from second base. There's a ground ball to Rojas at third, keeping O'Hoppe at second base, and a big out for Seattle. 2 outs. Luis Garcia is getting ready now in the Angels bullpen.
He's the guy you want up here. Zach Neto has been pretty clutch of late in this spot.
Neto has walked and scored in the game tonight. Neto hitting .250 on the year, but he's hitting .284 with runners in scoring position as he looks at a first pitch strike, and he's hit .290 with runners in scoring position and 2 outs. So the clutch hits have been there, and the Angels could use one here to extend their lead. Wave and a miss on the breaking ball from Voth.
Voth throws a lot of breaking balls. Saw that last night too, so you're just trying to punch that ball right now, especially with 2 strikes to right field.
Both in relief of Kirby. This is there with the breaking ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Voth is from the Seattle area. He was drafted by Washington out of the University of Washington. He was with the Nationals trying to break through as a starting pitcher for them. It never happened. He's been pretty decent out of the bullpen this year. He strikes out Zach Neto to end the innings. The Angels leave a man in scoring position.
The power of baseball goes beyond the field.
It starts with kindness, reaching out a helping hand. Even the smallest gestures mean the world to a lot of people.
Stand up to cancer.
Together.
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 Corey Seager, all eyes on him. He's ready to go. He's aggressive.
Here's a dude that swings 52% of the time on first pitches.
Corey Seager smashes the ball.
The ability to be able to come together and compete every night. You know, that's what it's all about at this point for me.
Corey Seager does it again.
This guy is doing it all. He's hitting bombs all the time.
For the first time since its original airing in 2008, join Bob Costas for the only two of the game's legends, Hank Aaron and Willie Mays, ever did together. Wednesday at 8:30 Eastern, only on MLB Network.
Brought to you by Nissan. And Nissan, we make cars that thrill. Experience the thrill for yourself today. Shop NissanUSA.com. And by Spectrum. Get Spectrum Internet, Mobile, and TV. Visit Spectrum.com for details.
Throwback jersey right there.
Old school. California Angels style. The Angels The big crowd here tonight, 43,273. Trying to lock down a late lead with Luis Garcia on the mound here in the 8th inning.
Defensive replacements too. You got Yermay over at third base, and Drury moves from third to second.
That's pretty close to a sellout, 43,273. Good crowd here on a Saturday night. Not a lot of offense in this one, but the Angels still have the lead. Luis Garcia facing Mitch Garver to begin the 8th inning. First pitch missing for ball 1.
When you're facing this staff for Seattle, it's very difficult to put up runs. So far, it's been good enough.
This is kind of a more typical Mariners game from this year. A close one, low scoring game. There's Garver with a fly ball to left field. Taylor Ward's right there, 1 out.
In on him just enough on that sinker.
If you'd like to join us here at Angel Stadium, you can. As more info on upcoming games, including exciting matchups, giveaways, and more, or at angels.com/tickets. Angels will be on the road to start their post-All-Star break schedule. 3 in Oakland, 3 in Seattle, and then they will come back here to the Big A to play the A's one last time as the Oakland A's in a 4-game series that will begin July 25th. Then the Rockies and the Mets are here on that homestand as well. The Mets continue to play great baseball. They won again today.
4 games over 500 now.
Suddenly some teams in the National League have surpassed that 500 mark. The Cardinals are 5 over. The Mets are 4 over.
Arizona over themselves.
Diamondbacks and Padres both above 500. Arizona winning again tonight against Toronto. So the National League wild card starting to heat up. San Diego shut out the Braves. And what, Atlanta's starting to fall back to the pack a little bit with those other teams playing better. You know, the Mets and Cardinals are not too far behind the Braves for the first wild card spot. 1-2 on Luke Raley. This takes it inside there, 2-2.
A little close, but a little bit off the inside corner. Rob Drake has been pretty solid behind the plate here tonight. Home plate umpire.
Luis Garcia has been pretty solid over the last month, and he strikes out Luke Raley.
That's a good setup. Fastball in, Wayne, splitter down and fading away. The tumbler.
Back to June 15th, so about a month now. Garcia's had a 1.59 ERA over 10 appearances. 2 up, 2 down. Ty France, the batter. So grounds one foul. And we've talked a lot about Carlos Estevez being a likely trade candidate at the deadline. Well, Luis Garcia, with the way he's pitched over the last month, I'm sure he'll get some calls toward the Angels as well.
And you also love to see him get this last out here. Then you might be able to avoid the top of the order for Seattle to get this out.
France, the number 6 batter in their lineup. Swing and a miss, strike 2. There certainly is an opportunity here to avoid the top of the order, especially avoid Raleigh and Rodriguez. So 0-2 on France. And bounced in there, picked by O'Hoppe. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
In your head like that, you can try to take advantage of that, see if you get another swing like that well out of the strike zone. Good miss there for Luis Garcia.
Bouncing ball up the middle. Zach Neto cruises over, makes the play to first. A little bit of a wide throw, but Shawnuel has the bag, and it's a 1-2-3-8 for Luis Garcia.
Want to put your baseball skills to the test? Then get ready to show your stuff with MLB Pitch, Hit, and Run. The official youth skills competition of Major League Baseball. Sign up for free for a chance to play your way to the Pitch, Hit, and Run finals at the 2024 World Series. Visit pitchhitrun.com today.
Corey Seager, all eyes on him. He's ready to go. He's aggressive.
Here's a dude that swings 52% of the time on first pitches.
Corey Seager smashes the ball.
The ability to be able to come together and compete every night. You know, that's what it's all about at this point for me.
Corey Seager does it again.
This guy is doing it all. He's hitting bombs all the time.
Adrian Beltre, Todd Helton, Joe Mauer, and Jim Leland each had their own journey, but now their paths converge in Cooperstown, New York. The 2024 Hall of Fame induction ceremony begins Sunday, 11 a.m. Eastern on MLB Network.
Angels got 2 runs in the bottom of the second as Joe Adell lined one to the gap in right center field. That scored Mickey Moniak, and then Luke Raley throwing it toward the infield. Skipped it right past Crawford and by everybody. That allowed Zach Neto to score as well. And that's the decisive run in this game as Adell ended up at third. The Angels with a 2-1 lead. And that lead has been exactly the same since then all the way until now. It's the bottom of the 8th inning. And Adell leads off against a new pitcher for Seattle. It's right-hander Colin Snyder. And a lot of talk about the Mariners' starting rotation, but their bullpen has been good too, and Snyder especially has. As he starts off Adell with a strike. Snyder worked a perfect inning with a couple of strikeouts yesterday, and he has not allowed a run, an earned run at least, over his last 9 games. He's ahead of Adell quickly. No balls, 2 strikes.
Feel like a little insurance run with this kind of power. You get that right away with one swing in the bat with Joe Adell, even with 2 strikes.
That's hit hard and fair down the left field line. A base hit for Adell. Angels would love some insurance here in the 8th, and a good start with Joe Adell cracking a leadoff double.
Well, he went down and got that. That was a good swing. And he hooked it down the line. I mean, that's below the strike zone. And still got the barrel on that. Hooks it down in the corner. A swing by Joe. Speed at second. 8th double this season, 2-hit game by Joe Adell.
Seen some shorter swings from Adell here over the last week or so.
Exactly, when he went down and got that. Didn't try to hit it out of the ballpark, hit it on the line.
There's Rendon with a high hopper to third. Rojas only play to first, gets Rendon. So Anthony Rendon fails to move the runner over, going after the first pitch and bouncing out. 1 away here in the 8th.
Exactly what Snyder was trying to do, keep the ball in on Rendon, who hits the ball so effectively normally to the right side of the infield.
Here's Shonowell, who has a double in this ball game. Rather, he is 0 for 2 with a walk. Ward has a double, and he's on deck. Angels have 5 hits. Seattle has 6. It's been a low-scoring game. Angels lead 2-1, trying to take 2 out of the first 3 in this series. Carlos Estevez is warming up in the Angels bullpen. Pickoff attempt at second, and that ball was.
I'll tell you what, Crawford did a nice job to catch that ball.
Yeah.
That was a smart play, a timing play put on, a daylight play by Crawford and Snyder. Adell able to get the hand back in there. Especially when you're running towards the base and you got to reach back like that. That's pretty good hands by Crawford.
High pop up near the mound. Snyder is taking control and he makes the catch. So 2 outs. after the leadoff double. Fans visit angels.com/auctions, the official source for game-used Angels memorabilia. Bid on exclusive items like hats, baseballs, jerseys, and more by visiting angels.com/auctions today. Taylor Ward is due up here with 2 outs. Snyder allowing the leadoff double, and since then he has gotten a couple of quick outs as Estevez loosens up. From Snyder, who was originally drafted by the Royals and didn't pitch all that well for Kansas City whenever he got some big league chances, but he's been pretty good for Seattle.
He's looking to punch that ball by the infield here.
1-1 strike.
That is a big insurance run.
Mariners will have the bottom of their order due up in the 9th inning, 7, 8, and 9. But if any base runners get on, it certainly can get dicey fast. The top of their order eventually due to bat. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Ward.
Good chance you might see another slider here now. Just try to punch that ball to right.
Hit hard on the ground. Crawford able to stab at it and get it to first to end the inning. So a leadoff double goes to waste. Carlos Estevez has a 1-run lead to work with in the 9th.
When you pull on a pair of Tecovas boots, good times are sure to follow. We've got the perfect pair for a hard day's work, a night on the town, and just about anything in between. Find your pair at tecovas.com.
So that's how they're so productive. They use Fiverr. Look how quickly they find freelancers. So simple.
Yeah, but why are they working in the dark?
Grow your business easily with freelancers. Fiverr.
Learning to invest with Greenlight has really paid off.
Huh. Reminds me of how I learned about investing. Yeah, I never learned about investing.
Is there water in this thing?
Bring your family into the financial future.
With the Game Time app, I paid 60% less than this guy.
What?
And it's not just sports tickets. It's also concerts. Performances, too!
Oh, come on!
Download Game Time. Last-minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed.
Corey Seager, all eyes on him. He's ready to go. He's aggressive.
Here's a dude that swings 52% of the time on first pitches.
Corey Seager smashes the ball.
The ability to be able to come together and compete every night. You know, that's what it's all about at this point for me.
Corey Seager does it again.
This guy is doing it all. He's hitting bombs all the time.
For the 1. And Joyce came in there with 3 punch-outs, including that one on a slider, and they got a smile from Julio Rodriguez. As the Angels up by 1, trying to finish that one out. Bit of victory here today. By the way, Scott Spezio just walked into our booth. Now that is royalty.
Now 2002 world champion and had a big part of that World Series as well, Scott Spezio. And here's Estevez in the 9th inning. Jorge Polanco due to lead off, then Rojas and Robles. Oh, Estevez has been exceptional for the better part now of about 6 weeks.
Yeah, look at that whip, 0.80. Opponent's batting average 189.
Jose Soriano and George Kirby in a pretty good pitcher's duel tonight. Bullpens have held up since the starters left. It has stayed 2-1 since the 2nd inning. Now in the top of the 9th, Seattle will have Polanco starting things off against Estevez. Angels try to win 2 of the first 3 in this series. Last one before the All-Star break here tomorrow. It'll be a 1 o'clock start as Logan Gilbert will pitch for Seattle, and we don't quite know yet who will start for the Angels. First pitch to Polanco was dropped by O'Hoppe and might have cost the Angels a strike.
Yeah, it looked like that was right on the inside corner.
It's on the outside corner, and it's 1-1 strike on Polanco. Estevez has struck him out the only time he's ever faced him. There's a line drive deep to right. Adell's after it and makes the running catch.
That's some closing speed. Had a double to start the bottom of the eighth. He runs that one down. Nice play by Joe Adell again. Did a great play last night in the outfield. Another good one here. Polanco hit that one well. It's 107 off the bat, covering that ground that quickly.
Good play by Joe Adell. He's become a very good outfielder. So 1 out. Here's Rojas. Then Robles, who's 3 for 3, is after him. Fly ball left center field on the first pitch. Mickey Moniak in position, waves Ward away and makes the catch. 2 up, 2 down. Angels Live postgame presented by OC Navigator is next. Jose Soriano in line for the win. The one guy who gave him the toughest time tonight was Victor Robles, who had 2 hits off of the starter Soriano, and he doubled off Ben Joyce's last time. He's 3 for 3, and here he is against Estevez. Strike 1. Swing and a miss, strike 2.
92-mile-an-hour slider. Fans on their feet.
A lot of them, 43,273 tonight at Angel Stadium. One of the biggest crowds of the year here at the Big A. The Angels trying to score back-to-back wins against first place Seattle. 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Say goodnight to the Mariners. Kamehameha from Carlos Estevez. A 1-2-3 top of the ninth closes out a well-pitched 2-1 win.
Oh, exactly right, Wayne. What a well-pitched game, really. Soriano started off, and then you brought some gas again out of the bullpen with Joyce, Garcia, and Esty closing it out. It's the Mo and Joe show offensively, but it was the pitching staff today that has dominated. Rides that four-seamer, stays true. Swing and miss upstairs against Robles, who was 3 for 3 until he faced Esty.
And the Angels have taken 2 out of 3 so far in this series. They could make it a series victory to send themselves to the All-Star break on a high note with a win here tomorrow. Toyota player of the game, well, one of the relievers that got it done, Ben Joyce, outstanding.
Yeah, he wasn't so gentle, Ben, there. He was bringing the gas, Ben. He had that splinker working, looked like a changeup, and then finishes off one of the best hitters in the game in Julio Rodriguez on a slider for 3 straight strikeouts after a leadoff double.
Carlos Estevez gets his 17th save. The Angels win 2-1, and Joe Adell, the big hit, he's standing by with Carlin Bay.
Joe, that's back-to-back wins for you guys here against the Mariners. What did it take to get it done here tonight?
Yeah, just really proud of the simple approach early, and offensively we stuck to it and good things happened, and defensively we were on top of it and pitching held it down.
Defensively, you made some pretty good catches these last 2 games. How are you feeling out there in your position?
Good, just staying aggressive. You know, me and Bo, that's what we've been preaching since spring training, so just staying aggressive and wanting to make those plays, and you know, when they arrive, I'm ready. So.
Well, just yesterday we were talking about you wanting to have some more patience at the plate, focus on a few things as you head into All-Star break. Had some pretty good at-bats. Just overall, what were you able to accomplish yesterday's game and today as well that aided in those wins?
Really just slowing it down, recognizing what's going on and what they're trying to do, and when my pitch arrives, I'm ready, and you know, be on attack mode all the time, but also be patient.
One of the biggest crowds of the season here tonight on this Saturday night, too. Always nice to have this pack full of Angels fans.
It's electric. We love you guys. Keep showing up.
All right, Joe Adell, thank you so much. Congrats on the win, guys.
Angels win 2-1. The halo will shine brightly tonight.
That was a lot of fun, Wayne. Good job on that, but that was a lot of fun there. Love that pitching today.
Carlos Estevez closed it out, and we'll wrap things up in just a moment.
Throughout humanity's existence, there have been ideas, strides, and accomplishments. Simple changes that redefine everything. For example, this will be the last moment you ever think of soda as being a dirty word. Soda! And that's because this soda, Poppy, has none of the bad stuff. Instead, it has all of the flavor. The future of soda is now, and it's called Poppy.
Let's talk about sex. As you get a little older, things tend to work a little differently.
I felt shame, embarrassment, guilt.
Like something had been knocked out from underneath me. What HIMS does is says, hey, look, don't worry about it. We got this part covered. 100% online.
The whole process was very discreet.
It made me feel like I'm a rock star.
This product has changed my life.
When it kicked in, I said, yeah, I'm back. I remember this feeling.
Get started today at 4hims.com.
I can tell you how much you spend on takeout, and it's a lot.
You could track my spending by category. 1, weird. 2, how?
Rocket Money.
Go on.
It's a finance app that shows you all your accounts, bills, and subscriptions in one place, and analyzes your spending habits to create a custom budget that works for even you.
Sign me up.
When it comes to tickets, pick TickPick. You're picking the best prices guaranteed, with no hidden fees ever. Pick from thousands of live events. No hidden fees, more savings. Download the TickPick app.
Join the million-plus fans who have made game days more entertaining by playing along on Underdog. Basketball fans from all over the United States have won over $1 billion. Underdog Fantasy, calling all dogs.
Step up to the plate and get ready to play ball. The baseball show for kids where you can learn about batting, fielding, and everything in between from the real pros. Every swing is a big hit on Play Ball. Saturday mornings at 10 Eastern on MLB Network.
Only at Carl's Jr.
Big burger! Good burger.
2-1 Angels win tonight. They've taken 2 out of 3 so far. And tomorrow, their last game before the All-Star break, trying to make it 3 out of 4 against Seattle. East on Angels Live will start at 12:30. Stay tuned. Angels Live postgame presented by the OC Healthcare Agency with Ken French and Tim Salmon. For Mark Gubas and Carl.
Want to put your baseball skills to the test? Then get ready to show your stuff with MLB Pitch, Hit, and Run. The official youth skills competition of Major League Baseball. Sign up for free for a chance to play your way to the Pitch, Hit, and Run finals at the 2024 World Series. Visit pitchhitrun.com today.
From the day's first pitch to the night's final out, MLB Network sets the stage for fans every day.
So it'll be interesting to watch what happens here.
All season long. See the players who are making a statement.
Hey, let's check out the board, folks.
With live games every week.
Inside the park we go.
Cutting-edge baseball chatter. Plus highlights, analysis, and live look-ins on MLB Tonight. MLB Network. The game is the star. For the first time since its original airing in 2008, join Bob Costas for the only extended interview 2 of the game's legends, Hank Aaron and Willie Mays, ever did together. Wednesday at 8:30 Eastern, only on MLB Network.
Saturday night, it wasn't the bats that lit up the night sky. It was the arms of the Angels. Jose Soriano getting the W, going 6 solid, and Ben Joyce, the flamethrower. Once again, another solid inning. And if you think you've seen this before, you did. The same 3 guys pitched last night. They did it again here tonight. Luis Garcia, Carlos Estevez shutting down the door. 17th save of the year. The Angels hang on to win it by a final of 2-1 as we welcome you inside the broadcast booth. Ken French alongside Tim Salmon. Fireworks out in the distance. But Tim, as I mentioned, this was about the arms tonight. It's been about the bats the last couple nights, but the Angels finally shut down these M's, and the starting pitching and the bullpen, they were the story tonight.
Well, you know you have a pitching duel when you play a game in 2 hours and 14 minutes.
Love that. Yes.
Yeah, we got to love that one. Oh, without a doubt. I mean, boy, if you like pitching, tonight was the game to watch. There was just electric stuff on both sides of the field there. I mean, Soriano, our guy, he was dealing that first inning. He had to get through a little bit, but he settled in and let that sinker do its work. And George Kirby, I mean, boy, you got to tip your cap right there. Only 3 hits, 2 runs. The Angels feel kind of fortunate to get those 2 runs when they did, but without a doubt, I mean, it was a well-earned game on our side of the ledger there. Soriano did a great job keeping the team back into it after 6 innings, and yeah, you've got to feel good about winning those 1-run ball games.
Yeah, you talked about Jose Soriano on the pregame show. He's 2 starts in after having that abdominal infection. He struggled the last 2 times out. He was good here tonight. The first batter he faced, Tim, J.P. Crawford, 11-pitch walk. He had to settle down after that, and he certainly did.
Well, he did. It seemed like that first inning he wanted to just kind of work into it, let his sinker play, but this was an interesting play for Drury right there. That would have saved a few pitches there for Soriano. But, he had to make an adjustment. That adjustment, he said, I'm going to have to break out some off-speed pitches early, get the hitters off that sinker, and when that happened, that just opened up him totally right there. I mean, that allowed him to go out there and just feast, let him throw that 2-seamer, that 4-seamer, and that split he worked, that knuckle curve. He got a big double play right here. When you're supposed to execute that rundown with 1 throw. Yeah, I give those guys.
Goes back to spring training once again. Yes.
Yeah, Ty France is he's a speed burner there.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, that was a 4-pitch 6th inning.
It sure was. Yeah.
Soriano. So that's nice.
Yeah, Soriano. I thought he did great. I mean, after that first inning, it seemed like he settled down and was able to go out there and make his stuff work. And he used all of his pitches. That knuckle curve and the split, really just completely. Flip the script on what the Mariners are trying to do, like in the first inning there.
5 Ks, 2 with the sinker, 1 with the 4-seam, 1 with the splitter, and you mentioned the knuckle curve as well. So utilizing his entire arsenal here tonight. But what can you say about Ben Joyce? 2nd consecutive night we've seen him out on the mound. And boy, has he been fun to watch. 104.5 miles an hour last night. One of his pitches is the fastest so far in the big leagues. And boy, did he have it again. He's got that, splinker?
Yeah.
Is that what they're calling it now?
Let's go ahead and, let's put the level of difficulty up there a little bit. He gives the first guy, the number 9 hitter, a double off the wall, and then he proceeds to take on the top half of the lineup and strike 1, 2, 3, strike them all out.
Impressive. Here you go, Ben Joyce.
Yeah.
Going at it again. And oh, by the way, the harder you throw it, the harder you hit it, right? But also the harder you swing right through it, and that's what the M's did.
Yeah, that splinker, that sinker, I mean, I'm just going to call it sinker. I don't know. I mean, it's, 98 miles an hour with movement, and that slider right there to Rodriguez, that was phenomenal. Again, these guys throw hard, but, I mean, if that's all you got, these hitters can make an adjustment. You got to have a secondary pitch you can at least keep them honest with. Estevez came in there in the 9th. He made short work of it. That's one of those innings. Closers don't usually get to close facing 7, 8, 9. And that was what he had tonight.
That's a great point.
So, that was a good opportunity for him to, I don't want to say it was easy, but he didn't have to work as hard like facing the top half of the lineup. So good job by the bullpen all around this series. We keep talking about how much this bullpen, they've had to lean on this bullpen.
Yeah.
And they've just answered the call night after night. And, we need to get some offense going and get, some starting pitching going that really, doesn't make us rely on the bullpen as much.
Absolutely. Carlos Estevez was the AL closer of the month for June. He certainly carried that into July. A lot of good things happened here tonight as the Angels win their 2nd straight against the M's. Right now, Ron Washington talking with Carlin Bay.
Pitching, defense, time to hit. That's what it was. We played a solid ball game. And when you put a solid ball game together with pitching, hitting, timely hitting, and you catch the ball when you're supposed to catch the ball, it makes for a good night. We had another good night.
What did you see from Soriano?
He was good. I mean, they kept getting traffic on the bag. He bent, but he didn't break. And that was the longest he's been since he's been sick and had the back trouble. And after he got us through 6, I just thought it was enough.
Is this one of these games where a pitcher learns how to get around when he doesn't really have his control or command as usual?
Well, I don't know if he didn't have his command more than he was just sometimes getting into his emotions, you know, and we kept trying to tell him, use that sinker, use that sinker. And, but he stayed out there and he fought, and he gave us what we needed to be able to get to the part of the bullpen we got to, the guys we were trying to get rest to, and they look like they've been rested.
There was a pitch that was actually registered as a changeup for Ben Joyce. Do you know if that was actually a changeup this time?
Yeah, he tries to throw a changeup now and then. But again, he was another one we was talking to that he has a weapon in his sinker. You just have to learn when to try to get 100 miles an hour. But you can't just throw 100 miles an hour at major league hitters. Use it in certain situations, but he has a weapon. He has a real weapon with that sinker.
What did you think of that changeup?
When he threw it, the guy said, was that a changeup? So, no, he's learning, man. He's not afraid to try what he's been working on. And he's growing, and I keep telling y'all that every day. He's growing. And the more situations that we can get him in, like we did tonight and last night and been doing since he's been able to come in and throw the ball across the plate, the better he's going to be. Because the kid want to be better. He want to be a good baseball player. He want to be a real good pitcher. No, we haven't talked about it yet, but it'd certainly be out the bullpen.
This is obviously the first year for Soriano at the starter. What have you made of his first half for Soriano?
Well, I thought early in the year he was getting gassed, and then as we got into the middle part of the first half, he looked like he was getting strong, and then he got sick, and then he had that back trouble, and his last 3 outings, he's been building, and tonight he got over the hump. I think the next time he takes the ball, we're hoping he can give us 7, because I mean, probably could have put him back out there, but it wouldn't have been good. You know, not when we have rested Joyce, rested Garcia, and rested Estevez. We're just going to take our chances right there with those 3.
It's a simple game, Tim. You catch the ball, you hit the ball, you throw the ball, you win ball games. That's what the Angels did. Your Angels just won. You get free fries. Get free medium fries tomorrow with any $2 purchase. Excludes tax. Only on the app at participating McDonald's. As we take our first time out here on Angels Live postgame, when we come back, neither team scored after the second.
Step up to the plate and get ready to play ball. The baseball show for kids where you can learn about batting, fielding, and everything in between from the real pros. Every swing is a big hit on Play Ball. Saturday mornings at 10 Eastern on MLB Network.
Can't recall another baseball game where emotions ran so high. There it is! Fly ball to deep right field. It's out of here! It's gonna go!
What a play by Aaron Judge!
Experience game-to-game coverage of the night's biggest moments, live and commercial-free. MLB Network Strike Zone, Wednesday and Friday nights all season.
navigate to a healthier you at angels.ocnavigator.org. Fireworks going off tonight here on a beautiful Saturday evening in Southern California. And the fireworks, yeah, well, the Angels didn't necessarily have them when it comes to the offense, but they had it when it comes to the pitching tonight. That was certainly the story. Angels get it done, winning by a final of 2-1. Have now won 2 straight against these M's. Go for the series win tomorrow afternoon here at the Big A. Well, the Angels scored just enough. The M's would score 1 in the first. We go to the second inning. This is how the Angels would tie the game and take the lead. And, of course, it would start with Mickey Moniak, who was hitting .420 over his last 5 entering tonight, and Mickey stayed fine here tonight.
Yep, he's swinging a hot bat. You definitely want him up right now. The way he's swinging the bat, is just a perfect guy to get something going there in that inning. With a good fastball sinker guy up there, that's the kind of swing I want to see right there. Mickey Moniak gets on base, and you know he can do damage out there too. He can steal a base, and that's exactly what he did. He took off on another pitch later there and was able to get down to second base. Stole that one pretty easily. Cal Rowley's really been throwing guys out nicely. But Joe Adell right here taking advantage of a sinker that was left up out over the plate right there. 1-0 sinker, squared it up, hits it to right center field, and then not only score 1 run, it gets away from the shortstop right there, Crawford, and rolls all the way to the dugout. Joe Adell ends up on third base, but Neto scores what ends up being the game-winning run right there. You didn't think that was necessarily going to hold up there in the second inning, but that ended up being the game-winning run, scoring on an error.
You know, give Joe Adell some credit, too. We've seen complete games out of the right fielder. He made a huge catch on Polanco in the 9th inning. He's getting it done with his legs, his glove, and his bat, and we've seen that the last couple nights.
Yeah, and actually this homestand, he's had a couple clutch RBI hits as well, so he's doing a great job. You know, he's grinding, but he's been able to have enough success to make him feel good about the work that he's putting in, because he's putting in a lot of work, that's for sure.
All right, let's take another timeout here on the program. When we do come back, though, the Angels had to contain a couple of big bats in the line.
This is your captain speaking. We'd like to welcome you on board MLB The Show 24. It's a good one. Where gamers can play as their favorite baseball teams, create custom players, and even relive history with some of baseball's greatest legends. Now, we invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Can I play?
Rated E for everyone.
These players bring finesse and make sacrifices. They benefit from fortune and succeed through sheer will. These are the Gillette Labs plays of the first half. Wednesday at 2 Eastern on MLB Network.
Corey Seager, all eyes on him. He's ready to go. He's aggressive.
Here's a dude that swings 52% of the time on first pitches.
Corey Seager smashes the ball.
The ability to be able to come together and compete every night, you know, that's what it's all about at this point for me.
Corey Seager does it again.
This guy is doing it all. He's hitting bombs all the time.
By the OC Healthcare Agency. Navigate to a healthier you at angels.ocnavigator.org. Angels getting it done here. Second consecutive night. They take down the M's, who at one point were leading the AL West. Now they're going back and forth with the Stros right now. Percentage points really separating the two teams. And really, these two guys not going to the All-Star game, but I think they're upset because they're playing like all-stars ever since they got to Southern California. Julio Rodriguez was hitting about 250 before he got to the Big A. Look what he's been able to do, and we know Cal Raleigh and all the power that he showed.
Yeah, I tell you what, we talked about how these guys weren't hitting, and they come here and they just find their swing. You hate to see that happen, but Cal Raleigh actually tonight, I mean, you know, he had the first inning hit, and the Angels did a pretty good job shutting him down. But I think Julio Rodriguez, I mean, he's the real deal. He's going to get himself going here pretty soon, I think. And have a second
that's dangerous.
like he had last
That is
year.
dangerous. And, you know, we talked about it again tonight a little bit. Entering tonight, the M's had the worst team average in the majors, but they're not swinging like Cal Raleigh was. And you mentioned he had a base hit in the first inning. He was strike out 3 times after that. J-Rod, though, continues to hit. You love the way that he swings.
I do, and I love the way he keeps his hands inside the sinker like that one right there and keeps it kind of up the middle. He did a great job. But, you know, here's the thing. Cal Raleigh, he really struggled. He struck out three times after that, and then J-Rod gets plunked on the head with a knuckle curve. Nothing intentional there.
Yeah,
but we talk about Raleigh. Yep. You know, Raleigh struck out. His 3 strikeouts tonight: split finger, curveball, and changeup to put him away. So, you know, if you give him a fastball early in the zone, up in the zone early, he's going to hammer it. J-Rod, another piece of good hitting right there. I tell you what, if you're a hitting coach for the M's, you've got to love the way he's swinging the bat, hitting those fastballs up the middle.
Yeah, everything to Cal Raleigh, as you notice, is down in the zone, and he was certainly chasing here tonight. And then it was Joyce. He had the 3 strikeouts, as you mentioned, gave up a hit.
Dropped the slider right there. That was pretty funny.
Look at Jared.
They both smiled. Yeah,
that guy's got some good stuff.
Yeah, they showed Joyce walking off with a little smirk, too, like, all right, you know, I can drop one on you here, too. So, yeah, good job all around, you know, putting those guys at bay. You know, you still got one more game with them, so got to work tomorrow. Carson Fulmer.
We just got a text. He'll be starting tomorrow. Yep. And then Logan Gilbert, the all-star for the M's. He will start tomorrow for the Mariners. You will not be with us. You're going to be at Morongo for MLB All-Star at the break. And you're going to be with Jeannie Zalasko, so that should be a lot of fun. And you're going to be joining us right after our post-game show. GA is going to be in the house tomorrow.
Yeah, Garrett's in the house here tomorrow, and I'll be following you guys. So we'll be breaking down the league and what's going on at the All-Star game. And you know, it's going to be nice and cool out there in Morongo.
Oh, I heard you're inside with the AC.
Well, that's why it's going to be cool. It's the first time in 10 years,
my goodness, exactly right. Well, the
Lazy
Angels
River.
I can just see pictures of commercial break, Tim going around the Lazy River. That'd be fantastic. Well, you know what? Nothing lazy about the Arms tonight for the Halos. They get it done. They had the defense. They had timely hitting. It adds up to a 2-1 win tonight. We'll